Ooh, shit. Ooh. Cadillac, what's up? My bad, I'm a couple minutes late. Had to slide downstairs and get me a Rona. Could wait till 5 o'clock. Now I took a nap too. Could wait till 5 o'clock, get me a beer. I don't drink until like after 5. Sometimes I have a little something around like 1, but usually it's around 5, 6 o'clock. I don't want to be intoxicated all day while I'm with my kids. But after 5, it's fair game. But as promised, he said, it's always 5 o'clock somewhere. Right? It's always 5 somewhere. But like I promised, man, I set an alarm because I took a nap. Made sure I set an alarm. But I found some two other videos. Apparently, Tariq and Nicki dropped some receipts that could end his career, and I didn't know Nicki cooked him too. Right after I jumped off the live, I looked at my YouTube just to watch something to fall asleep. Nicki cooked him. Nicki Minaj had something to say about it. Hold on. All right. Well, yeah, Nicki Minaj cooked him. She posted it and wrote something under the cat, and you know she got a big following. They was cooking Umar. So now everybody knows. It was just a small community at first, and then it starts spreading like wildfire over the internet. But Nicki is international. That's crazy. When I saw that, I was like, oh shit. Manzi didn't get here yet. He probably having himself a nightcap. Probably drunk right now. It's his birthday. Shout out to Manzi. Happy birthday, Manzi. Happy birthday, Manzi. Having a toast for Manzi. Well, yeah, Nicki joined the fray. I ain't know that. When she cooked him too. You ain't gonna be scorching people like that. Umar Johnson starts a new reality dating TV. Look, everybody talking about this shit, bro. Yo, I ain't even gonna lie. The wrestler China, I'd have knocked her off. I'm just looking at this clip right here. Look, not before she died. Back then, I knocked her big ass off. Call me what you want. I did not China big ass off. She was a little on the husky side. I knocked her big ass off. I don't care what you say. I did not China big ass off. Let's see, close the casket. Second Street, let's get it. What's up, man? I mean, Mr. Switchy. Yeah, close the casket on that. Yeah, she died years ago, but she did a couple more of those. I seen them. I've seen them. She did a couple of them. She did a couple pornos. I knocked her big ass off before the pornos. This China right here. She a little husky. A lot of husky. I knocked her big ass off. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. I saw it. Wasn't she on steroids? I don't know. She might have been, but that's besides the point. My point is, I'd have knocked her big ass off before the pornos. So she was letting niggas run trains on her in the pornos. And after that, he damaged goods. But before that, I'd have knocked her big ass off. I'd have climbed that tree gracefully. All right. Look at this shit here. Hold on. This is what I was talking about yesterday. She said the She-Hulk won too. Yeah, she was twerking and everything. I knocked her ass off too. Yeah.
My name is
this shit here. This is what I was talking about yesterday. She-Hulk can get it too, right? In her She-Hulk form, not in her regular form. She ugly than a motherfucker. Why she look better as She-Hulk? That's what I can get. He said, "I'll be a lumberjack." Timber. Why do She-Hulk look better in her her Hulk form than she do in her regular form? I'm talking about the comic book and the fucking live action. But look at this shit here. This baby's gonna be all types of fucked up. Because you're taking testosterone while you're pregnant to be a man, and then you a man. Well, you want to be a man, and you got a beard and shit. Is the baby gonna call you mom or dad? Look at this shit. She's on her third.
Miss Mason. I'm the father of 2 and pregnant with my 3rd. I was assigned female at birth.
For a lot of y'all that don't know what transgender is, trans man, female.
She said I was an assigned female at birth. See, that's that. I'm sorry, that's mental health. That's mental issues. Assigned female? No, sir, ma'am. You were a female. You are a female. You still have babies.
Now transition to male. Okay.
Before I started transitioning, I just felt a little bit out of place. I never really felt comfortable dressing in girl clothes. Once I got of age to learn what transitioning was, I told myself, I'm a trans.
She was bad than a motherfucker. She was bad. How the fuck did this happen? She was bad, bro. And how'd you get pregnant? That's my question. How? Was it artificially inseminated, or did you do it the regular way? Because I want to know what nigga was fucking this nigga. I want to know what nigga decided to fuck this nigga.
I told my sister, I'm a transition. My name will be Mason. I was 17 when I started transitioning.
Now, sir, man, even with the beard, you still got a soft ass face. I'd be confused as fuck when if I ever met her. Just staring at her like I can't quite get a read. Like you can't get a read. Like you still got a soft face. But she's on her third. Well, he's whatever you know what I mean. Shit. I'm switching up the pronoun game for this shit.
How is your pregnancy going?
It's a little bit overwhelming at this part because I'm pretty big, body going through a lot of changes that I don't wish to go through.
Carrying a baby can be amazing, beautiful, but it can also be a lot when you're trans.
I've been on hormones for a long time, so I have to stop. I'm 7 months now, almost there, almost to the finish.
I'm making the same face. What lady? Sir, ma'am. What the fuck? This is what I was talking about yesterday in my live stream. Was it yesterday or the day before? That's what I was talking about. That baby gonna be confused and all types of stuff. Wouldn't that testosterone fuck the baby up? Fuck up the baby's development? And if it's a boy, it's gonna come out overly aggressive. That's a lot of testosterone. And if it's a girl, you can fuck that little girl up. He said, "This is what YP man." What the fuck, lady? I think that should be illegal. Like if you're gonna be a man, be a man. Like you can't keep out here having babies and you still taking the test out. I don't know if she is, but wouldn't that still be all in her body? Yeah, you just got here. Look at this shit here.
My name is Mason. I'm the father of 2 and pregnant with my 3rd. I was assigned female at birth.
So she's a
For
father.
a lot of y'all that don't know what transgender is, trans man, female, transition to male. Okay.
Before I started transitioning, I just felt a little bit out of place. I never really felt comfortable dressing in girl clothes. Once I got of age to learn what transitioning was.
Look at her. She was bad. What the fuck?
I told my sister, I'm a transition. My name will be Mason. I was 17 when I started transitioning.
How is your pregnancy going?
It's a little bit overwhelming because I'm a pretty big, body going through a lot of changes that I don't wish to.
Wham, bitch. Where my bottle at? Wham. That baby gonna sound like the Hawk.
Go through.
Carrying a baby can be amazing, beautiful, but it can also be a lot when you're trans.
I've been on hormones for a long time, so I have to stop. I'm 7 months now.
Almost. Oh, she said she stopped. But that's still in your body, though. I don't know, man.
To the finish.
Just come on back, Lord. We ready. All of us. Right now.
My name is Mason. I'm the.
That's crazy. I don't know. But let's get to our main topic. I don't even know what to say about that one. That's just fucking horrible. Where is that? Oh, there's the Tariq and Nicki one. Oh, here we go.
Imagine this. A man once celebrated as a fearless voice for Black empowerment, a man who positioned himself as a community leader and educator, suddenly becomes the subject of ridicule on social media. That man is none other than Dr. Umar Johnson. For years, people saw him as an activist, an intellectual, and even a cultural figure. But today, he's trending online for something very different, a controversial offer that many are calling nothing more than a hustle. It all started when Dr. Umar uploaded a now viral video titled Lunch with the Doctor. In it, he looked directly into the camera and confidently explained his new program. His message was simple, but also shocking. For a $500 donation to his FDMG Academy, women would get a private lunch with him at any restaurant of their choice. In Wilmington, Delaware. He emphasized it multiple times, almost as if repeating it would make it sound more convincing.
Out for the ladies, it's called Lunch with the Doctor. It's called Lunch with the Doctor. You make a $500 donation to FDMG Academy, ladies. $500 donation to FDMG Academy, and you get a free lunch with Dr.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. He calls himself an educator with absolutely no history. You're right, Mr. Judge. Absolutely no history of academic teaching.
Umar, restaurant of your choice in the state of Wilmington, Delaware. I said we got a new program called Lunch with Dr. Umar. Private lunch. Ladies, you got to donate $500 to the FDMG Academy, and I will take you to lunch, private lunch, any restaurant you want in the state of Delaware. It's called Lunch with the Doctor, and it costs you $500.
Now, this is the first video. Now, remember what I said earlier. When did he ever mention a podcast? I think the second video was the backtrack because everybody was calling it a hustle. So he tried to clean it up because he didn't mention the $500 in the second video at all. He tried to clean it up as like a podcast or something. No, motherfucker. You already said what it was. And then the second video, he kept telling on himself because you're talking about it's an intellectual John and blah, 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 but you're describing women that you're attracted to. You must be this, you must be that. You got to be 5'5", thick in the thighs. The nigga had the audacity to ask niggas' wives to come on the show. The mitigated audacity, fellas, if your wife wants to come, what? I wish somebody would ask me some shit like that. I wish somebody would ask me to bring my woman, whoever I'm with, onto his date show, Date with the Doctor show. That's like a nigga asking you to pass you his wife or a girlfriend. I'm slapping the shit out you immediately. I'm gonna ask you, can you repeat that for me? I ain't good. I'm hard of hearing in this ear. Your dumb ass, what the fuck wrong with you? He's up in to be in the attic with it. Yeah. There's gonna be some furniture moving. There's gonna be some building shifting. Furniture moving ain't the word. There's gonna be some buildings being demolished. I'm gonna suplex the whole building with him in it.
You don't pay for the lunch, I pay for the lunch. Any restaurant in the state of Delaware. Oh, yes. Brothers, don't hate. We gotta stop hating. Brothers, we gotta stop hating. Don't hate my ninja. Because if I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask you.
Hold on, let's prove this. I'm gonna ask my sister. If he asks you for lunch, he said if I ask your wife or any of your baby mama or anybody, this nigga right here ask you lunch. You talk about a $500 lunch date. You got to donate $500 to him for a lunch date. First of all, my baby mama ain't got $500. First of all, let's just start there. My baby mama ain't got $500. Let's just start right there. She ain't qualified. I'm pretty sure she's gonna tell you hell no. Hell to the no. And my sister just said hell no. He said, put the scammer nigga up full mass. Right. First of all, let's just start there. Do y'all baby mamas got 500? Your wife got 500 just to go on a date. I wish the fuck. You got 500 for a date and I can't get a PlayStation? You got 500 for a date and I can't get that new Switch? There's gonna be some building shifting up in this motherfucker.
Your wife if she want that luncheon. If I ask your baby mom, do she want that luncheon with the doctor? We know what she gonna say, Ninja. Don't test my intellectual gangster. If I roll up on your girlfriend, your live-in prisoner, you call a girlfriend. If I roll up on your live-in prisoner, your romantic prisoner, you call a girlfriend who ain't there because she want to be, she there because she got to be. If I roll up on your romantic prisoner, my brother, if I roll up on your romantic prisoner, you call a girlfriend who living with you because she got to, not because she want to. Do she want that lunch date with the doctor? Do your wifey want that lunch date with the doctor? I think we all know the answer to that. Me and you are not the same. I keep telling you that. Me and you, we not the same. You not 6'3", dark chestnut cocoa brown with the North Philly beard. You ain't Leo King, Ninja. You ain't Pan-Africanist #1. Nobody flying you to every continent to hear what you got to say. Only me. Don't make me take my t-shirt off and turn into King Kong right now. Don't make me beat my chest. Don't make me beat my chest. King Kong, stop playing.
It's called Lunch with the Doctor, and it costs $500. You don't pay for the lunch, I pay for the lunch. But you must send me the...
I don't think he realized what he looks like with his shirt off. Don't make me beat my chest. You mean clap your titties? I don't think it will be no chest beating. I think you'd be clapping your titties. Said, don't make me beat my chest. Nigga, you gonna be clapping your titties. That's it.
$500 donation first. At first glance, some people thought he was joking, but as the video went on, it became clear he was dead serious. Umar even doubled down, warning other men not to hate on him. He said, "Brothers, don't hate. Don't hate, my ninja. If I ask your wife if she want that luncheon, if I ask your baby mom if she want that luncheon with the doctor, we all know what she going to say. Don't test my intellectual gangster." From there, the rant only got more dramatic. He compared himself to King Kong, bragged about his height, his looks, his beard, and his status as a Pan-Africanist leader flown across continents to speak. The performance was part comedy, part boast, and part bizarre flex. And while some supporters laughed, many viewers shook their heads in disbelief. But then, something happened that took this viral moment to...
She said some supporters laughed. I don't know not one person that did not either laugh or say it was a scam. Or both. Not one. How many people did you see say anything other than this shit is a scam or laugh? Or both?
An entirely new level. Nicki Minaj herself jumped in. That's right. The global rap superstar saw Dr. Umar's clip and couldn't resist commenting. And when Nicki speaks, the whole internet listens. On X, formerly Twitter, Nicki reposted the video and added her own savage caption. "Laugh my ass off. You don't pay for the lunch. I pay for the lunch. Just send me $500 first." And if that wasn't enough, she followed up with another hilarious jab. "Fuck it. Anybody who want to have lunch with me, I'm starting the prices at $99.99. Like this post and that'll automatically sign you up for me to snatch it out of your bank account." That was it. The internet exploded. Nicki's comments transformed. Dr. Umar's $500 lunch idea from a questionable fundraiser into a full-blown meme. Screenshots of her post spread everywhere. Fans created reaction videos, TikToks, and parody skits, all clowning the concept of paying $500 just for lunch.
Am I watching it? Ladies, I done got 4 invitations for a private dinner. Ladies, I can't do it.
Lord have mercy.
I got 4 invitations for a private dinner. Ladies, I can't do it. I got 2 Milwaukee invitations for a private dinner, 2 Chicago invitations. Ladies, that could be a setup. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. That might be an all-out Me Too setup. I would love to get a private home cook. I would love it, ladies. I would love it. The Milwaukee queens and Chicago queens, but I can't do it because the liberation struggle comes first. And you might try to Me Too me, and I can't let you Me Too King Kong. Do you understand? I can't let you Me Too Marcus Garvey Part 2. I can't let you Me Too Marcus Garvey Part 2.
Lord,
how you gonna Me Too Marcus Garvey?
Created reactor into a full-blown armed. Dr. Umar, like anybody who want to have lunch with me, I'm starting the prolo. Just such on X, formerly Twitter. Nicki reposted the video and added her own savage caption. Laugh my ass off. You don't pay for the lunch. I pay for the lunch. Just send me 500 first. And if that wasn't enough, she followed.
Nicki said, you don't pay for the lunch. I pay for the lunch. Just send me $500 first. Hey, yo, fuck it. Anybody want to have lunch with me? He said, I'm starting the prices at $9,900. Yo, Nicki is retarded. He said, I'm starting the lunch at $9,999. He said, look at this post and I'll automatically sign you up for me to snatch it out of your bank account. He said he lost his mind. Now you know better.
Up with another hilarious jab. Fuck it. Anybody who want to have lunch with me, I'm starting the prices at $9,999. Like this post and that'll automatically sign you up for me to snatch it out of your bank account. That was it. The internet exploded. Nicki's comments transformed. Dr. Umar's $500 lunch idea from a questionable fundraiser into a full-blown meme. Screenshots of her post spread everywhere. Fans created reaction videos, TikToks, and parody skits, all clowning the concept of paying $500 just for lunch.
Am I watching it? Ladies, I done got 4 invitations for a private dinner. Ladies, I can't do it.
Lord have mercy.
I got 4 invitations for a private dinner. Ladies, I can't do it. I got 2 Milwaukee invitations for a private dinner, 2 Chicago invitations. Ladies, that could be a setup. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. That might be an all-out Me Too setup. I would love to get a private home cook. I would love it, ladies. I would love it. The Milwaukee queens and Chicago queens, but I can't do it.
This nigga said he got 3 invites or 4 invites already, 2 from Milwaukee and 2 from Chicago. That's kind of too much. Hold on for a second, y'all. Hold on for a second. My bad, y'all. I had to turn the tub off for my daughter. She's starting her first day of 5th grade tomorrow. So she's getting ready. My baby starting elementary school. Shit, where the fuck did the time go?
Me Too setup. I would love to get a private home cook. I would love it, ladies. I would love it. The Milwaukee queens and Chicago queens, but I can't do it because the liberation struggle comes first. And you might try to Me Too me, and I can't let you Me Too.
Yeah, that does mean he doubled it. He might have got 2, but you got 2 from Milwaukee and 2 from Chicago. That's kind of a crazy, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, they could have been all from different places. You got 2 from the same state, and then another 2 from the same state. When does it ever happen like that? When does it ever happen like that? Never. 2 from the same state, and then you get another 2 from the same state. I can see if you got 2, the first 2 from the same state, and then 2 other ones from 2 different states. But you got 4, and you split them in half, 2 from one state and 2 from the other. Nah, I think you got 2, 1 from Chicago and 1 from Milwaukee, if anything.
King Kong, do you understand me? I can't let you Me Too Marcus Garvey Part 2. I can't let you Me Too Marcus Garvey Part 2.
You're right. You are. No, he's not lying, y'all. He is Marcus Garvey Part 2. Because that nigga sold us out too. So he's not lying about that. He is Marcus Garvey Part 2. One of the biggest scammers in Black history. Biggest sellout in Black history. Bam. I keep pointing the wrong way. Bam. He's not lying about being Marcus Garvey Part 2. He said there are also 2 states where R. Kelly is the most fam. He said those are also 2 states where R. Kelly has the most fam. I'm not surprised. Most fans, I'm not surprised. I'm surprised he didn't say 3. He said he got 4. Yeah, I get it. It took me a second to catch that. I'm not surprised he didn't say I got 3. Because that's his favorite number. I'm telling you. When a nigga walk into a room, he jiggled the handle 3 times. When he open the fridge, he open and shut it 3 times. When you walk in through a door, he open and shut it 3 times. I'm telling you.
How you gonna Me Too Marcus Garvey Part?
You know what's fucked up? You said that you got 4 of them, and then you made this invite, and then when you get the invite, you accuse these women of trying to Me Too you with no proof.
Comes first, and you might try to Me Too me, and I can't let you Me Too King Kong. Do you understand me? I can't let you Me Too Marcus Garvey Part 2. I can't let you Me Too Marcus Garvey Part 2. Lord, how you gonna Me Too Marcus Garvey Part 2?
Her sarcastic response perfectly captured.
You ever notice? I've seen a lot of Malcolm X's speeches. I've seen a lot of Farrakhan speeches. I've seen a lot of Khalid Muhammad speeches. I've never heard them mention Marcus Garvey. Have you? In any of their speeches? I could be wrong, but the speeches that I've heard these men do, I've never heard them mention. Not one of the speeches have I ever. He said he keep grape on his mind. It sound like it. I've never heard any of these men. I've never heard Farrakhan mention him. I've never heard Khalid Muhammad mention him. I've never heard Huey P. Newton mention them. I've never heard Martin Luther King. I've never heard any of these leaders ever mention Marcus Garvey. I wonder why. He said the generation that knew Marcus Garvey didn't speak. Exactly. I've never, ever heard these leaders mention Frederick Douglass or Marcus Garvey, ever, in any of their teaching, speeches, none of that. Shit, I've never even heard Bobby Emmett mention these niggas. And that's fucking crazy. I've never heard C.L. Freeman, I keep forgetting his name. You know what I'm talking about, though. L. Freeman. Never heard him mention him. Any of the people that I've watched and learned from, I've never heard them mention Marcus Garvey or Frederick Douglass. I knew who Frederick Douglass was. I didn't know who the fuck Marcus Garvey was until he started mentioning it. And then I looked him up to find out who he is. I didn't dig that deep. That's why I didn't know that he was one of the people that sold us out until Jaded gave me the information and Trip C's gave me that information.
What many people were already thinking. The idea sounded less like fundraising and more like a hustle. And when someone as big as Nicki Minaj calls it out, the credibility damage is almost impossible to undo. Now the conversation shifted. People weren't just laughing. They started asking serious questions. What happened to the money Umar had raised for years for his school?
You saw what she did to Ray J. She even made Ray J come out the closet. She even made Ray J come out the closet. She cooked that man so bad and kept pointing out the fact that he was in the closet that the nigga came out the closet right afterwards. Oh yeah, KKC, just speaking of that, crack netter, that's a huge rock. That's like a quarter of a brick right there. But KKC, shout out to him. He just dropped some old footage of Sinetta and Umar that I'm going to check out too.
Was this lunch scheme just another way to scrape together cash? Critics argue that Umar's behavior feels desperate, even chaotic. As one commentator put it, maybe he spent the money, maybe he gambled it, maybe he tricked it off. But one thing's clear, he doesn't seem to have it anymore. That sentiment resonated because his...
Oh, he did more than gamble and trick it off. He did way more than that. He did way more than that. He snorted it, smoked it, ate it, tricked it, maybe gambled it off too.
Recent actions appear focused far more on money than on the mission he once claimed to stand for.
Right.
For context, the FDMG Academy was supposed to be Umar's legacy project, a school dedicated to uplifting and educating Black children. Supporters donated for years, believing in his vision. But after constant delays, missed deadlines, and vague updates, skepticism grew.
Don't forget, yo, Malik pointed this out, and nobody else pointed it out. There are 10 years of donations unaccounted for. He was collecting money for years before this whole school idea came up. You know, that 200 grand is unaccounted for too. Of course, you hit me up anytime just to let you know I'm barely on here, so I'm gonna look up. Oh, you talking to Cupcake? I'm like, who you talking to? I was going to say, who's he?
Now, with him offering $500 lunches,
Yeah,
the doubt has reached a breaking point. Meanwhile, social media had a field day. Memes popped up of lunch with the doctor menus, parody flyers advertising Umar as the Prince of Panhandling, and jokes comparing his offer to OnlyFans subscription models. Nicki's tweet poured gasoline on that fire, cementing the scandal as a pop culture moment. And here's the interesting part. Nicki Minaj's involvement isn't random. She has a long history of using humor and sharp commentary online to call out nonsense. Her fan base, the Barbs, instantly amplified her post, ensuring that the story reached beyond niche circles into mainstream chatter. Within hours, the $500 lunch became a trending topic not just on X, but on Instagram and TikTok as well. So where does this leave Dr. Umar? In less than 30 days, his reputation shifted from respected Pan-African scholar to internet punchline.
To a joke. You know what's crazy? In his mind, knowing how narcissistic he is, he probably think Nicki wants me. I know when he saw that, he instantly probably thought, yeah, she wants me. She like them Philly niggas. I know he instantly thought that, yeah, Nicki like them Philly niggas. Because she was with me. She like them Philly niggas. Nigga.
That kind of fall is hard to recover from.
Yeah.
Some argue he was never truly credible to begin with,
No,
while others feel disappointed because they once believed in his mission. Either way, trust is fragile, and in today's digital age, it can vanish overnight. To be fair, there are still people defending him, saying the $500 lunch is just a creative way to raise money. They argue that nonprofits often rely on fundraising gimmicks, and Umar is simply doing the same. But the difference lies in perception. The way he presented it, with
fundraising gimmicks, you can't argue that because he did fundraising things before, and that money is unaccounted for, missing, gone, vamoose, finito. If I said that right, out of here. I think he's trying to get his last little bit of money and run it down. I think he knows that this shit is over. That's why he was so blatant with who he's targeting. He didn't sugarcoat who he's targeting, none of that. I think this is his last hoorah, and he's going to skedaddle or attempt to skedaddle to Ghana. Why would you get your citizenship in Ghana if you're trying to build a school? If you're trying to run a school over here, to be a full-time principal and run the school, why are you getting your citizenship in a whole other country? You don't get a citizenship in another country unless you're planning on staying in that country. So how will that work? And then you're trying to do this date with the doctor and travel all around the world and run a school. How this is impossible. He can't do this and run a school. That does not let you know that this man is trying to get some money and bounce. He's trying to get his last little hoorah and bounce. Said no gravy is not missing. We see it every time. We see that mountain. We call it gut. That's true.
bravado, boasting, and challenges to other men made it look less like a noble fundraiser and more like a self-serving hustle. And when Nicki Minaj turned it into a joke, the court of public opinion delivered its verdict. This wasn't respectable fundraising. This was entertainment. So now the big question remains. Can Dr. Umar bounce back from this?
No.
Or has the lunch with the doctor scandal permanently overshadowed his career?
No, I don't think he can bounce back from this, but I do think he's going to keep his core following. I mean, all these motherfuckers have a core following. And a core following is a following that no matter what you do, they still going to make excuses for you. They still going to donate. They still going to follow you. It's just not going to be as big as it was. It's not going to be enough for him to maintain the lifestyle that he had. But it's still going to be people out there.
One thing's certain. In the age of social media, credibility can be built over years but destroyed in minutes. And when the internet decides to laugh at you, it's hard to be taken seriously again.
Right.
As for Nicki Minaj, she once again proved her power. A single sarcastic post from her shifted the entire narrative, turning a controversial scheme into a viral joke.
Yo, I was wondering how it shifted that quick. Usually it takes months. Like look with Young Pharaoh. That shit took a whole year and some change. Damn near 2 years for it to fully shift to him being a joke. All we needed was Nicki Minaj to post some shit for it to shift like that. We need to send this shit to 50 Cent.
Her timing, her wit, and her massive fan base ensured that this story will live on as yet another infamous internet moment. So, what do you think? Was Dr. Umar genuinely trying to raise funds in a creative way? Or was this simply a money grab disguised as charity? It
was a money grab. That nigga gonna take that money and bounce. I'm telling you, you heard it here first. There's no explanation for why he got his citizenship in Ghana, knowing he's allegedly trying to run a school in Delaware. And then you're still supposed to be building a school right now, but you're trying to travel around, do dates with the doctor. How is that? How are you going to finish the school? I'm telling you, it's a money grab. The nigga trying to get some money and bounce.
Do you agree with Nicki's reaction, or do you think people are being too harsh? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because this conversation is far from over. And trust me, we'll be keeping an eye on what happens next with both Dr. Umar and Nicki Minaj.
Oh, wow. What's up, bro? The fuck?
To all my queens, let me give it.
All the women in the chat. I just need your reaction. All the women in the chat. I need your reaction to this. Put this shit up full mass. That's what I said. The fuck? All the women in the chat. Shit, even if your man did some shit like that, what would your reaction be? Not just him. What if your man did? That's how Pharaoh did it. Pharaoh did it with the whole hand, slamming it on. Nigga, all you need is that's it. Maybe 3 times. Maybe 3 tops. God damn. You just finished off the whole thing of chapstick. I live in Philly. I'm in Philly too. Well, right outside of Philly. But I'm from here. I lived in Philly all my life. I don't know who Umar Johnson was until Hidden Colors. Me neither. I didn't know. I discovered him on Hidden Colors. I was just watching that not yesterday, the day before. It was the Hidden Colors was a very good and informational documentary. I learned a whole lot from that documentary, and it wasn't from Umar. It was from the Phil, the light skinned dude with the ponytail. I think his name is Phil. The other light skinned dude, the Sister Soldier lady. She is not Sister Soldier, but she dressed like Sister Soldier. The older woman. I keep forgetting their names. There's a whole bunch of people on there that gave out a lot of information. But Umar claimed that he was the one that made it pop. When? How? All them leaders on there, and you think that you're the only one that somebody learned some shit from? All you did was regurgitate Dr. Ben. At least all the information that they was giving came directly from themselves. Phil Valentine. He's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorites. Phil's one of my favorites. I like watching him. Because he breaks it down in some of the simplest forms. Why is Dave Blunt's got a video with his shirt off? What the fuck? He got titties on top of titties. The hell? Y'all make sure y'all getting those likes up, family. Hitting that like button as y'all come in. We got 25 people in the building. 16 likes. So, try to hit the like button as you come in. I don't ask for much anymore. Anymore. But hit the like button. If y'all want to throw something in the Cash App or PayPal, pin to the top of the chat. Look at this shit. Shabazz Ali. That's his name. The other one. You met him? Lucky motherfucker.
To all my queens, let me give a kiss.
To all the ladies in the chat. What's your? I just want to know your reaction to this. Blowing sloppy kisses. You see how I be like, bro, your game that bad that you need to kiss on camera. That's yeah. Yo, Mr. Judge, you are fucking hilarious. Whatever profession you're in right now, you're in the wrong one. You're in the wrong profession. You need to. Well, you're doing it already with the videos, but she said I just threw up, but Nico said I just threw up in my mouth. Whatever profession you in, you need to switch and be some type of comedian full time. You said you was 13. Yeah, I would love to meet um I can't pronounce his name. Shaharzad Ali. That's the other light skinned guy, right? I would love to just pick their brain and get some information from them. Those are people I would love to learn under. Him, Phil Valentine. I would love for them to be my tutors or my mentors. And he probably how fast.
To all my queens, let me give a kiss to the butter
Oh
almonds.
yeah. That's what I'm talking about. The lady, the older lady. That's the older lady. They're dressed like Sister Soldier. No, Umar is like 13 or 13-year-old. Oh, that's what you're saying. My bad. You know I'm blind in the motherfucker. Put my goddamn glasses on. I only got one leg on. The older lady that dressed like Sister Soldier. Her too. I would love to meet her too. She very. I used to watch her on that little that midnight channel. The channel used to be on at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I used to see her on that all the time. So I used to have problems sleeping. And I used to sit up and watch it. My grandmother used to watch her too. That's how I know who she is. My grandma used to watch her on them talk shows that she would be on. You said, put your glasses on, baby.
Kiss to the butter pecan. Let me give a kiss to the caramels. Let me give a kiss to the chocolate fudge. Let me give a kiss to the sweet brown sugar. Let me give a kiss to the warm peanut butter. Let me give a kiss to the African vanilla, the African lemonade, the African pistachio. Mwah. I love my black sisters. I love my black sisters. Stop hating, my ninja. You need a testosterone shot. I'm going to start selling testosterone shots for beta males. We need.
How are you a beta male when you don't like? You do realize there are men in your chat, right? And you keep trying to blow kisses to the lady, and when they say something, they're a beta male. This is how you know you got an inferiority complex. I think I said that right. You got an inferiority. Anytime you get intimidated by other men, when a man tells you, "Nah, bro, that ain't it," you get butthurt too quick. That's an inferiority complex. You said you had problems sleeping after living in the army. Fire watch fucked me up for 4 years. Damn. Damn. Yeah, listen. Damn. Damn. Yeah, my pop in the army, he was in Iraq and he was in the Gulf War. That nigga can't be around fireworks. Yeah, that's why he can't work with other men. You're right. He got an inferiority complex. Whenever a man says something to him and try to like correct him, he gets super duper butthurt. All right, here we go. Tariq and Nicki.
As many of you brothers know by now, Dr. Umar Johnson is your boy. What's good, everybody?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That should be annoying, bro. What's good, everybody? A little annoying, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You can't watch a video and you do that every time. It's like Hassan Campbell with his little sayings. When you get a catchphrase, don't burn it out. Like mine is, you better be careful there, little buddy. You don't see me doing it all the time because I don't want to burn it out. Yeah, Kakalaki, wasn't you in the military too?
It's your boy. O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back.
This nigga was licking elbows.
Another episode of the Sun.
I don't know. You can't be coming at nigga when we caught you licking ashy elbows. And you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't be coming at niggas when we didn't caught you licking ashy elbows in Africa, nigga. Ain't he over there in Ghana or somewhere? I know you're in Africa. You can't be coming at niggas when we didn't caught you over in Africa licking ashy elbows. Not in America, Africa. And he keep calling himself an African American. No, nigga, you was an African in America. There's a difference. He keep trying to say he was African American. No, my nigga, you was an African in America. There's a difference. Nigeria, he over here somewhere licking elbows, licking ashy elbows.
Liberty Junk. As many of you brothers know by now, Dr. Umar Johnson is the prince of pan-clapalism. He's out there clapping all kind of Pan-African cheeks, and he's not even trying to hide it, family. He wants everybody to know that he is the prince of pan-clapalism. How is he going to let us know that he is the prince of?
He said he's the prince of pan-clapping. That was funny. I gotta give him that. He said he's the prince of pan-clapping cheeks. Clapping yeets.
Playing clapalism. He deals with women, and he talks about how their cat is not smelling nice. Now again, I'm technically a single man. I don't even talk about stuff like that with the woman that I'm dating, and I'm nowhere near the level of leadership.
This dude right here was calling himself an African American. No, my nigga, you were an African in America. That's what you was.
That Dr. Umar Johnson is requesting in vanity, but he still does this anyway. And so now, I mean, he lives in a pretty interesting cluster where he believes that nothing that he does should be scrutinized, but yet he scrutinizes what someone else does. Now, in this case, we saw him ask women, listen, if you want.
That is true. Like, how do you believe that you can scrutinize everybody for what they do? And then soon somebody give you some scrutiny. That's just saying about the men. The second somebody scrutinizes him for what he's doing, especially if it's a man, they suddenly got testosterone, their database. They're suddenly beta males. They're brother. We are the world. My brother. We are the world. There you go. That's what man said. You just missed it. Nicki cooked him. And I had a beer for your birthday, buddy. Cheers. Birthday beer. Shout out to man, say happy birthday. You just missed it. Nicki cooked him. Nicki basically said this nigga tripping. She said, fuck it, if we doing that, I'm doing lunch dates. She said, I'm doing lunch dates for $9,999. All you gotta do is like this post so I can take the money straight out your bank account. She fried it. No problem, bro. No problem. You know you my brother. You my brother. I didn't know all of our birthdays was in August. God damn, we got a lot of August birthdays in over here. A whole lot of August birthdays. I know. I wish I had something to take it. I wish I had something. I only got this beer. I would have took a shot for you.
Want to deal with Dr. Umar? All you got to do is pay $500. I'll come through, and we will go to, out to dinner. Now, after you pay me the $500, I'll then reinforce that money and take you to any restaurant that you want, which can't be a nice one. Maybe KFC, Burger King, Leroy's Chicken and Grits House. But in the reality, what's going to happen is this. You're going to give Dr. Umar Johnson that money, and you'll just never see the money again. You're never going to get it again. You're going to give him that money. You will never see it again. All right? It's a scam. So the good brother, Tariq and
And I just realized something, though. What if he, like, multiple women send you money, like 100 of them? You're gonna do 100 dates, That just clicked. What if 1,000 of people send you that money? You're gonna get to all 1,000 of these women? That should let you know right there that is a scam. If 20 or more send him that money, you think he's going to be able to get to all the women and do all them dates while trying to build a school? I think not.
And again, Tariq is really not trying to roast Dr. Umar. He's not trying to he's matured. He's not trying to go back and forth. But Dr. Umar, the dustiness of him calls.
Yeah,
I
you'll
don't
never
want
know
to beat
who
up
sent
on
the
Umar.
money.
I always say that, but I'm not trying to beat up on Umar. But boy, it's bad with Umar right now. It's so bad. I saw a video where Umar, because as you know,
They called him the Prince of Pound Town. Yeah. Prince of Pound Town with your mama.
always say that, but I'm not trying to beat up on Umar. But boy, it's bad with Umar right now. It's so bad. I saw a video where Umar, because as you know, the school, I can't even say school. It's not a school. The building there's no school. It never was and never was going to be. I told people that. But the building that he had, as we know, he's allegedly about to lose that building. Allegedly, the city and the state, they're gonna auction it off. And then Umar hopped online, acting surprised. My brothers and sisters, my American Africans, they're gonna auction off the sky. He does whatever. We're gonna protest at City Hall. We're gonna protest at City Hall. We're gonna protest it. This kind of performing. So the school is the building, they're gonna auction it off, because it's just been sitting there abandoned basically all these years. And Umar was talking about his bank accounts got frozen. Oh, I need money. I need money. My PayPal, I need money. They froze my banks. Okay. It's all types of shit. So now I saw something where Umar was up here talking about, ladies, I got something called a date with the doctor. I got something called a date with the doctor. A date with the doctor. He said, if the women donate.
That shit was hilarious. I saw that when he went on Roland Martin. I ain't gonna lie, the one bull was on some bullshit. But you can tell Roland got tired of the bullshit and he lied on Roland, saying that they set him up. And I do remember watching. I do remember that watching that. Roland kept the receipts, and he definitely lied on Roland. But the one bull was on some bullshit. But now that matter of fact, I felt like the bull was on some bullshit before I knew Umar was on some scamming shit. So I think Roland knew Umar was full of shit. We can watch that next. I think Roland knew Umar was full of shit, and he brought somebody on there that he couldn't argue with.
$500 to him. If they donate $500, he's gonna go on a date with them. Now, family, I'm not making this up. Did y'all see the video, family?
Roland kept the receipt. I'm gonna show you the video, Shadow. Roland kept the receipts. Well, he did say before he got there, any other time Roland would speak to him right before the join. He said Roland was ignoring him before the show, and that's when he knew he was on some bullshit. Well, you shouldn't have went on. If he spoke to you any other time, and then you get there, and there's a guest on there that you don't know, and then he not speaking to you before the show, I'd be like, hold on, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Umar said if you donate $500, he's going to go on a date with them. Lord Jesus. You're going to go on a date with the doctor. You go, ladies, dude. Listen, this is sad. This is sad. And these kind of antics, man, I don't like it. Because see, now it's just becoming a damn spectacle at this point. I don't like that.
So that's Tariq Nasheed breaking down the dust of Dr. Umar, right? But Tariq Nasheed is going to make a point.
Make sure y'all getting those like buttons. Getting those like buttons. Put the
uh,
link in the chat, Mr. Judge.
on my own particular channels. I want you
I'm
to hear
gonna
this.
find your,
It is a great
regular
point by
account.
Brother Tariq Nasheed. Check it out.
This erodes trust and grassroots influence. We don't need, it's already hard to trust people. And then when you get some of these people who's running around here, you're the prince of Panda Express or whatever.
Panda Express.
You're out here just talking, and you're not delivering on anything that you say you're going to do. And this building for the school, this is going to hell, and now you're doing a donation for dates. So now it just seems like it just delegitimizes. Yeah. It kind of undermines the credibility of like pro-black movements. Just the optics of romantic offers with fundraising.
Oh yeah, and when he
especially
responded to him, I got that right here too.
It just makes your cause look unserious and desperate, and man, I don't know what he's doing, man. This is just
I don't wish bad on him, but you played around with the ancestors, bro. And you blame a lot of your activities and the things that you do on the ancestors, and you played around with them. Like that's just like going and spitting on all their graves, all the people that fought for us, all the people that fought and died and bled and suffered. You literally woke them out of their grave just to slap them in the face. That's what it feels like to me. 47 people in the chat, 21 likes. Come on, family, get those likes.
Ridiculous at this point. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that he's doing it, and it's ridiculous for him to think he's going to get some money doing that. I don't know why. Who done told Umar he's like a conscious symbol? I don't know what these grandmas done told this man, but yeah, them grannies done really.
Nico, you don't look a day over 32. 32. I'm pushing it with 32. You look like you about to turn 30. So, shit. I wouldn't be mad about my age if I was you. You said Tariq is no different from Umar. Well, yeah, in a way. But Tariq did what he said he was going to do. Even though people laugh that he turned it into a nightclub, he still built the museum. He definitely did what he said he was going to do. But it's only financed in his pocket. So, yeah, you're right. The people paid for his business.
Blew this man's head up. Well, I'm gonna get some money from these grannies. You gonna go on a date with Papa? You go, if you kick in another 700, I'll rub your feet and your back. Big time. What kind of shit is this? Come on, man. How you a chunky now out here trying to smash grannies? This day smashing somebody's grandma.
So listen to what he's saying. He's saying something very intelligent, and this is the same thing that I've been saying. He actually
kicking another 700. I rub your feet and your back. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. When it comes to roasting people, Tariq is hilarious. I'm glad I stayed away from that shit because I wanted to go after him too when he was doing his shit. But Trip C was like, "Nah, don't do that. Just leave that alone." I'm glad I did.
I'm gonna be honest. He broke it down even better than me because he said pro-black grassroots. He talked about the grassroots. Okay, people that's under the underground, not in the mainstream. And the people who are actually giving the content are talking about the things that are actually true that the rest of the world skips over. And
I ain't gonna lie, Tariq is another nigga that think he light skinned.
People trust the grassroots. We like it real. In the pro-black community, whether you are Pan-African or FBA or ADOS, the mentality of a lot of pro-black thought is similar. So even though Tariq Nasheed and Dr. Umar Johnson can differ in Pan-Africanism versus
and nigga, wasn't you a fucking pimp?
just sticking to the community, which is delineation, 90% of the rest of the things that they're going to talk about politically, racism, white supremacy, a lot of the pro-black thought that Dr. Umar and Tariq Nasheed talk about is like 95% correct. It's the same. It's the same. Tariq Nasheed and Dr. Umar on most issues that blacks listen to. That's why, for the most part, somebody who listens to Tariq Nasheed can listen to Dr. Umar Johnson. Somebody who listens to Tariq can listen to Yvette Carnell. They're not so much different 90% of the time. So what happens is, if, let's say, for example, Tariq gets into a scandal, or Yvette Carnell gets into a scandal, and assuming that Dr. Umar Johnson does not, he by default is a...
Wait, you know what I noticed? They all got the same goddamn haircut. He said he went from Iceberg Slim to Malcolm X. I quit. I quit. He said that nigga went from Iceberg Slim to Malcolm X. A bit that no black history. That's a, I found that shit out, and then I saw the mink slide. I'm like, what the fuck?
Affected because it's the black grassroots. And he made an astounding point. People already don't trust the black grassroots to a certain degree. Now, while they do love the information and want to trust you, then what happens is the black grassroots can get used. Look at Dr. Umar Johnson. Look at Boyce Watkins. Okay. Look at the Tulsa Real Estate Fund with Jay Morrison. And how much more often can you trust the grassroots when you're...
Basically, just because a person is giving you this, and this bothers me. They say the same thing about Young Pharaoh. Oh, he taught us this, he taught us that. What the fuck do that got to do with what he's doing outside of that? Just because a person gives you some information that you like does not mean that person is a great person. Doesn't mean he's a leader. He just knows some shit. Shit. We got a lot of uncles. The MGX said this too. We got a lot of uncles. Everybody got that one uncle. You go get him a fifth of gin or a fifth of whatever he drink, he'll sit down and tell you some shit. And then go smoke some crack as soon as he's done. Does that make him a leader? Everybody got that one uncle. You give him a bottle of 50, he'll tell you some shit. Whole bunch of information. Be down the street smoking crack as soon as he's done. Just because a person can spit some good information does not make them a good leader. It does not make them a good person. It just makes them a person that knows some shit. We need to learn how to decipher that. You know, I'm tired of people, he still gave out great information. What the fuck did that have to do with what he's doing outside of the information? Absolutely nothing. Right. For example, you could be a great math teacher, but that teacher can also be a serial killer or a drug dealer. Right. Priorities, people. Right. Look at what the person is doing outside the information.
You're dealing with that sort of buffoonery. You cannot trust it. You can't trust it after a while. So then when the community start listening to that and they start saying, I don't know, but I don't trust this. Let me give you an example. I got a homeboy. I'm going to call his name. Shout out to brother George Macon. Out there in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He has a group called Urban Nerds. Urban Nerds is a program that targets the assistance of...
Yeah, I know this guy. He's half Spanish. He's from out here. Great guy. Actually, Umar, dad is one of his mentors. So he knows Umar personally. And he knew Umar ain't shit. He been doing videos on Umar too. He know he ain't shit. This guy actually is out there doing shit for the community. I know him. I don't know him personally, but I know of him and I've seen the things that he's done. He's had programs for kids. He's had book bag drives for kids. He's done a whole lot of things. Source for what? Phoenix Black. What you talking about?
Black youth who come from, single parent homes or troubled environments, and they want to get them into college. All right. He's taken a lot of the Philadelphia youth all over the nation. Howard University, University of Penn, other colleges around the East Coast corridor. So what happens when you get something like what's going on with Dr. Umar Johnson? People automatically start not wanting to trust you. People say, "Oh, this guy's a liar. This guy is not even the truth, and he didn't do anything." But because of what happened, listen to what I'm saying. But because of what happened with the others, he is clumped into it. So he's paying a price for Jay Morrison, for Dr. Umar, for anybody else who's messed up in the black community, and now he's at fault. Now, is that fair? Is that fair? Should such a thing happen? Is that nice? Is that kosher? I don't think so. I don't think that people should be judged, but it's the truth. It don't matter if he's a Hebrew Israelite. It don't matter if he's 5% nation. It don't matter if he is North American Moorish. All of them get lumped into it, period. And it makes all of the grassroots black affiliations dusty and untrustable. And I could talk about especially in the Pan-African community, which is what I'm a part of. It's a lot of dustiness going on in Pan-Africanism. A lot, a whole lot. It's too much. It's so much. It make you be like, damn, like what's going on? It's crazy about the dust going on in these streets. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. Man.
All right, let's go to this. This shit is funny. I need a good laugh. It's weird seeing myself on the goddamn. So weird seeing myself on here.
All right, folks. Dr. Umar Johnson recently was on 105.1.
Bro, why do I just want to ask older men that age? When your shit get to going here, why cut it off? We can already see what you look like, bald. Shut the door. Shut the door. Oh. All right. Yeah, back to what I was saying. Like, we can already see the shape. Look, you can already see the shape of your head. We can tell what you look like bald, bro. You're bald already. Why do you keep that? I didn't get why Hulk Hogan kept kicking it. He was like to shake it, like the whole top of his cranial ain't shown. Literally, the whole top of your cranial is exposed. Let that shit go, please.
Films out of New York, The Breakfast Club with DJ Envy, Angela Yee, and Charlamagne the God. During the interview, Johnson talked about a whole range of issues. It led to him being the talk of Black Twitter last week, and a lot of people were questioning his educational credentials.
Now, people ask me, what can we expect from a Donald Trump White House for Black America? And the answer is real simple. You can expect exactly what you got from a Obama White House. Absolutely nothing. People know they're not American, but they will fight like hell to protect that identity because they don't want to be identified with who they really are, and that's being African. As long as you have a skill, you can always feed your family. But if all you got is college degrees, you might end up in the unemployment line. I'm a psychologist.
That was the net. Oh, wait. First of all, why is there a mask of a white guy? You see it right above my head? Second of all, that was Mr. Judge, that was the next thing I was about to get to. Nigga, I know you are having so much trouble breathing in that suit. When you look at, but watch when you go back to Roland suit.
Ain't too many black people running around looking for a psychologist to reveal all the skeletons in their closet.
All right, folks, joining us right now, Dr. Umar Johnson. Welcome back to the show. First and foremost, Johnson,
Dr. Umar Johnson, may we see your 6 degrees? And they put Dave Chappelle. Watch what his answer is.
First and foremost, it was amazing looking.
Look at it, bro. When your neck get to pouring over top of your collar, your neck is literally, you got a Dunlap neck. Y'all know what a Dunlap is? His neck dunlapped over his collar. You got one of them elephant seal necks. Ugh. That's what I was saying. What the fuck? What the hell? That man has been dropping receipts the whole broadcast. Appreciate you. But ooh. How you doing, Phoenix? Yeah, I'm sorry, she distracted me. I ain't. It's not too much time you see older women that pretty. But my nigga, the neck.
This whole reaction. I mean, I'm sitting here, you know, again, people
Your
asking all kind
whole
of questions. Things are blowing up, and so many people jumped on saying he's not a real doctor.
Right.
Okay, where did you graduate from, and you got your PhD?
My undergraduate education was from Millersville University. 3 degrees, political science, psychology, master's in school psychology. Subsequent to that, Pennsylvania certification as a school psychologist, which I've been for almost 20 years. After that, I got my educational leadership master's degree and principal certificate from Lehigh University in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And I earned my doctorate degree from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, American Psychological Association approved program, one of the top psychology training.
First of all, why did you go to all this? That makes no sense, my man. First of all, the time it would take for you to get all of those degrees, you would just now be getting them. And then I think I know why he listed all these different schools, because he knows most people ain't going to take the time to remember all these schools and call them. Because you got to remember what school you got to remember what school, you got to remember all the schools, and then you got to remember what degree did he get in them schools. You get what I'm saying? He made it difficult. When somebody actually went and did this shit, and none of these schools have no records of Umar Johnson or Jermaine Shoemaker.
Programs on the East Coast, 6 degrees in all, and anyone can lift up a telephone and call and verify those degrees.
And they did. But, you know, if you wanted to prove that you had these degrees, right, wouldn't this have been the show that you would actually bring the certificates and be like, because I'm pretty sure he'd let you know the questions before you got there. And your brain didn't think, you know what, let me just bring my degree so I can shut this down. But instead of that, he said, you got to call him. I don't know about you, but if you, by law, right? I think this is a law. I could be wrong, but by law, if you claim to have all these degrees and you're trying to work in these fields, by law, don't you have to show the certificates when somebody asks you? At least a picture of it. He said, no, you got a ton of certificates, not degrees. Said, that's a lie. Pennsylvania. Phoenix, thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the super chat. But I want to say in the future, I appreciate the super chats, but YouTube takes all of that. I get like maybe 50 cents out of that. So if you do want to donate to the channel, the Cash App and the PayPal is at the top of the chat. But if you don't have all that, super chat is fine. I still appreciate it. But I just want to let y'all know, YouTube takes 60% of that. I'm probably going to get like $1.50 at the most. But I still appreciate the love and the support. Hold on, I'm trying to get to everybody's. He reminds me of Bigfoot from Harry and the Hendersons. Another happy birthday to Manzit. I'm glad you appreciate the content. I'm glad that I can be a source of entertainment for people. I never thought that this would amount to anything. I was just doing it for fun. So to have people, tell me that they enjoy the content, I really appreciate that. And is you single? I like older women. Let me stop acting like Umar. Guys, you believe in supporting black. I appreciate it. Like I say every day, I tell everybody, it's not me. You guys are a part of the show. I like to let my audience feel like they're a part of the show because it makes the show more authentic and it makes it funnier. It makes it more entertaining that that people can be a part of the show, not just sitting in the audience or sitting on your phone. So I appreciate that I can be a source of entertainment to people. I never thought nothing would come of this. Even if he opens the school, he won't send my family to the school where the principal only wants 2 crushed cookies. That's a fact. Let me put my glasses on. Y'all know I'm blind in the mug. Yes, if you claim you have a degree, you do have to show some means of proof if requested. However, most people will just take you at your word and test your knowledge. That's what people have been doing. So, and people have been we need to see those degrees, those 6 degrees. You know how much time it would take to get those type of degrees? Psychology. Oh, let's go back to what he said. We're going to add up the numbers to this.
People jumped on saying he's not a real doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where did you graduate from and you got your PhD?
Mm-hmm. My undergraduate education was from Millersville University. 3 degrees, political science, psychology, master's in school psychology.
Political science, psychology. Hold on. Political. How long does it take to get a political science degree? Oh, they got 8-week terms? It says 8-week classes. So you taking, so if he do got that degree, he took an 8-week class? That's not political science. Okay, that's how long does it take oh shit. How long does it take to get a degree in psychology? The total time earned as a psychology degree and practice a license is 8 to 12 years. Typically ranging from 8 to 12 years. Let me put it up. So political science one, okay, that's 8-week class. But psychology typically ranges from 8 to 12 years. This includes about 4 years for your bachelor's degree, followed by a master's degree, 1 to 3 years, and a doctorate degree, 4 to 7 years. My nigga, you might have got the 1, but we ain't got no proof of that. Okay, so let's see what these other degrees are. We're gonna add up all this time. We're gonna get to the bottom of this tonight. Okay, what else he said?
Subsequent to that, Pennsylvania certification as a school psychologist, which I've been for almost 20 years. After that, I got my educational leadership master's degree and principal certificate from Lehigh University in.
Okay. How long does it take to get your degree in school psychology? How long does it take to get a degree in school psychology? That takes 5 to 7 years. That takes 5 to 7 years. So we looking at about what the first one was. What was the first one? 4 to 6 years, 4 to 7 years, plus another 5 to 7. That's 14 years. That's off the bat right now. We're looking at 10 to 14 years of schooling. And he said he was a school psychologist for 20 years. So that means we got to go back 30 years. Now you mean to tell me that you got all them degrees where most of them range from 4 to 7 years to get, right? And then you were a school psychologist for 20 years. So we're going back about 25 to 30 years. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Come on. Come on, bro. I don't know how the fuck people ain't do this from the beginning. Okay, now let's listen.
Pennsylvania, and I earned my doctorate degree from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, American Psychological Association approved program.
Okay. How long does it take to get a doctorate degree? 3 to 10 years. I quit. What the fuck? Are you serious? 3 to 10 years. We looking at 20 years of school. Damn near. You ain't even old enough to have all them fucking degrees. What is Umar, like 49, 50? You ain't even old enough to have all them degrees. Who the fuck you think you is? Stephen Hawkins? Neil deGrasse Tyson? Them the only motherfuckers that can get a degree that damn quick. In the time, you gotta think about his age. And then the time he said he worked, 20 years. You had to be Neil deGrasse Tyson, Stephen Hawkins, fucking Albert Einstein level of intelligence to have gotten all those degrees that fast to be able to have worked 20 years in those fields. It's not even possible unless you were one of those motherfuckers where you can shit, just give me the test. I don't need. He walked in there and said, look, just quiz me. I don't need all the other lectures and the 7-year classes. Just let me take the test. That's basically what he did when he went in there. You gotta have a 200-something IQ to have gotten those degrees in the time you said, bro. 17 years at the most at this point, right? And then worked 20 years in the field. You better be careful there, little buddy. you better be careful there, little buddy. Your slip is showing. Ooh, why didn't anybody do this? He said, yep, in theory, you can get it in 2 years. However, that's if you're really, that's what I'm saying. You can get it early. It says 3 to 2 years, right? 3 to 7. Some of them say 3 to 7, 2 to 5. To get it in 2 years, you had to been Albert Einstein, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Stephen Hawkins, George Washington Carver, their level of intelligence. You had to been motherfucking Reed from Criminal Minds. Anybody ever see the show Criminal Minds? Reed, the smart. That's the level of IQ. You had to have a fucking what's it called? Something memory, idonic memory. I forgot what it's called. Where you can just remember everything, like down to the smallest detail. He had to have that level. There's no way.
The top psychology training programs on the East Coast, 6 degrees in all, and anyone can lift up a telephone and call and verify those degrees.
So when you see folks who question your degrees, your response?
It's because my narrative is a whole lot different from the average mainstream Black scholar. I don't parrot the narrative that the American social order wants Black scholars to parrot.
Yeah.
I tell the truth.
You would have to be Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four. What's it? You or Tony fucking Stark or Batman? With Tony Stark IQ like a 200. Reed Richards, he's the smartest in the Marvel universe. He's like a 250. I don't think any humans alive is past a 150. Are there? Hold on, let's find out. What is the highest IQ ever recorded in human history? There is no definitive IQ ever recorded. Oh shit! An Australian American mathematician, Tao, is often cited with a confirmed 230. Yeah, damn. Hold on. William James Sidis, he was a 250 to 300. Maryland something 228. Yeah, damn. Johann Wolfgang von whatever his last name is, he was a 250 to 225. God damn. This William James Sidis, he was anywhere from a 250 to 300. God, you had to have been one of these motherfuckers to walk up in there and get all the degrees that quick. That's all I'm saying. These motherfuckers is smart. God damn. Yo, imagine, like, I wouldn't want to be that smart because usually when people are that smart, they're not good socially. You get what I'm saying? They're awkward. Their social life is terrible. They're not like Tony Stark. They're not, a playboy and philanthropist and all that other shit that he said he was. They're not like him. They're usually socially awkward. So I would want to be smart, but not all the way up there because there's always something missing in their personality.
I don't scratch unless I itch, and I don't dance unless I like the music. And because they're not used to having someone with a traditional education posit non-traditional views, people will automatically start to question his credentials. How did he get this far believing what he believes in? Well, you have to play the spook who sat by the door. When I got accepted into those 3 universities, they didn't know what I believed in. They didn't know what I stood for. But as time went on, it revealed itself. But I'm unapologetically African, so I'm not really concerned with what people think about me personally. I have a job just high attention order wants Black scholars to parrot. I tell the truth. I don't scratch unless I itch, and I don't dance unless I like the music. And because they're not used to having someone with a traditional education posit non-traditional views, people will automatically start to question his credentials. How did he get this far believing what he believes in? Well, you have to play the spook who sat by the door. When I got accepted into those 3 universities, they didn't know what I believed in. They didn't know what I stood for. But as time went on, it revealed itself. But I'm unapologetically African, so I'm not really concerned.
What does that have to do with anything? I don't get with, like, that was just a bunch of a word salad. A bunch of bullshit. That was scratch, that's like itching. People, that was a smoke screen. People, something about that. No. That's not what people are saying. People know that it takes time to get all these degrees that you said you had, and then you said you worked 20 years in those fields. Can we see some proof? Simple as that. You see how you try to move the goalposts? He didn't move the goalposts out of the stadium. It's over there in the. He didn't move the goalposts from the soccer to the football stadium. We got an honorable mention real quick. Hold on. This is what the fuck he on, talking this shit right now.
Found a whole load of these packs. Is this flour or some shit? Can I bake with this? Let me know, chat.
Boner Champ 420 says, nah, bro, you got to snort it through your nose. That's a little weird, but let's go with it.
But that shit is tight, 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 tight. Black, white, gray. I don't care. I need more of this shit. Onions have layers. Ogres have layers. The Colonel says it's finger licking good. Say hello.
That's what he looked like when he was blowing them goddamn kisses. I'll tell you that.
Oh, to my little friend.
Hey, bro, are you all good?
Fuck. This is the 4th time this week.
For those of you who don't know, this is Cosmo. He's another vlogger. What's up with that zip, though, bro?
I was born with it.
Fair enough. When are you getting your ship fixed anyway?
I don't know, man. The technology on this planet is light years behind.
If you want to make these types of videos, check the link in my bio. These videos are a legit money hack.
You got that right.
Guys, I found a whole load of these packs. Is this flour or some shit? Can I bake with this?
With what people think about me personally, I have a job to do, and that is to awaken the sleeping consciousness of African people, not just in America, but all across the world.
One of the things that you said during the interview, you said that Mandarin was one of the official languages in South Africa.
Yes, sir.
And others said you were dead wrong.
Yes, because I didn't clarify that I was speaking of it being an official language in the public school system of South Africa. So I should have clarified that Mandarin is an official language in the Republic of South Africa's school system.
Wait, what? Is the language Mandarin in South Africa? Hold on. Do they speak Mandarin in South Africa? Yes, Mandarin is spoken in South Africa. It is not an official language, but it is growing. It has a growing presence due to the increasing cultural and economic ties with China. Mandarin is offered as an optional language in schools and universities. And there are also communities of Mandarin-speaking Chinese immigrants. Okay.
It's not an official language in the country. It's an official language in the school system. And I was speaking of schools, but I didn't clarify.
No, it's not. It's not official language, but they offer the language in school. You're lying again, moving the goalposts. Get caught in the lie, move the goalposts. That's what he does. It's not official language or in the school system. It's offered in the school system.
So that's my responsibility.
Also, during that particular interview, you talked
he
about
definitely did a bump.
also.
Look. You know what that is? Put it up full mass. Watch what he do. He did one of these before he went in there. he did one of those before he went in there. Rubbed it on his gums. Watch what he do. What'd you do this for? You're in the middle of a conversation.
System. And I was speaking of schools, but I didn't clarify that. So that's my responsibility.
Yeah, he definitely did a bump before he went into that motherfucker. He definitely did a bump before he went in there and then threw some on his gums.
Also, during that particular interview, you talked about a variety of issues that also got people talking. One of them dealt with your views on interracial marriage.
Yes, sir.
And so, so explain that for folks who did not hear it.
Certainly. Simply put, any black man who is with a woman who's not an African herself is going to have a difficult time getting respect from me. I believe black men need to be with black women. The black family is under attack. Only 1 out of every 4 black women gets married. The black woman is last likely to get married. She's the last married, the first divorced. We have what?
But you ever think about it being black women not wanting to be married? That could be a huge part of the issue. I know a lot of black women that don't want to be married. Licking the coke off his gums, right? That's exactly what he was doing. I know a lot of black women that don't want to be married. So how can you blame? And I see like a majority of the people that go and date white women want to be married. A lot of black women don't want to be married. From my personal experience, a lot of them don't want to be married. Now there are black women out there. I'm not saying that there aren't any black women out there that do want to be married, but there are a lot of them that don't. So the only option is to date outside the race for a lot of. What do you mean? And how are you gonna say you don't respect somebody for who they date? That's prejudice. That's prejudice right there. Because I want to date outside my race. You don't like me. You got a problem with me. I know you married. There's a lot of married people in here. I was. But there's a lot of black women that don't want to be married, especially from the younger generation. Our generation likes to be married, but the younger generation, there's a lot of black women that I know. Personally, that's what I'm talking about, my personal experience. I'm not talking about everybody else's, because I know there are black women out there that want to be married, and there are black women that are out there. Nico's been married for decades, a decade or so. They've been happily married. You would think they a new couple the way Rock be jumping on her ass.
2/3 of our children being raised by working class and impoverished single black female-led households. The destruction of a nation begins in the home of its families. And if we want to save black people, we have to save the black family. And in order to do that, black men have to commit themselves to black women.
So when you talk about not getting your respect, so if that's the case, you're saying
that makes no sense, because like I said, the black gene dominates. So no matter who the black man or the black woman is with, their kids is black. That's a black family. That makes no sense to me.
The black family. And in order to do that, black men have to commit themselves to black women.
So when you talk about not getting your respect, so if that's the case, you're saying President Barack Obama to get your respect because his dad married a white woman?
Oh, not at all.
Would Harry Belafonte?
Not at all. I want to be very clear about something. As Pan-Africanists, the product of an interracial union is an African. I have heroes who are biracial. Some of the grandfathers of Pan-Africanism were of mixed racial ancestry. You don't blame a child for how they got here.
But I'm asking you this here. Harry Belafonte has a white wife. No respect for him?
It would be very, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your social status.
So no. I didn't say social. I'm talking about the one who put the work.
Right, but you put him out.
No. I'm asking you. So Harry Belafonte.
Yes, sir.
Sidney Poitier. Julian
Frederick Douglass.
Vernon Jordan.
And you're naming all them to say what?
No, these are all African American men who have
done some good things.
No, who married white women. But you said any black man who marries a white woman will not get your respect.
Can I respond?
Yeah, go ahead.
And what I'm telling you is this. I don't care who you name. I don't care how much work you did for black people. Your greatest commitment to black people is being committed to a black woman. It is still a contradiction, no matter how.
So you need to take Frederick Douglass off the thing, because no matter if he had kids with a black woman, he died married to a white woman. He's a hypocrite.
How much you think you did for the struggle. If you really were concerned with black people, you would have committed yourself to a black woman. So it doesn't matter how successful they are. It doesn't matter how great you may claim them to be. At the end of the day, you didn't think enough about your own people to marry a woman who looks like you.
Frederick Douglass.
Frederick Douglass.
Yes, sir. An ancestor of mine.
So when you say ancestor, what does that mean?
Let me break it down.
Because again, some have said you tried to claim that you are a descendant of Frederick Douglass.
Okay, so let's deal with that.
So hold on one second. Here's a statement from the family. Let me go ahead and read this, please.
Look, he called him right before he tried to play that bullshit. Hold on, we got a statement from the family before you go into all them but that bullshit. Let's see what the family said.
Please. The family of Frederick Douglass has received numerous inquiries about Umar Johnson questioning his relationship to Frederick Douglass. There have also been questions about his legitimacy of his PhD and the handling of the donations he's received for his school that he is promoting. We can tell you with 100% certainty that he is not a descendant of Frederick Douglass. With that being said, Mr. Johnson is very careful not to bill himself as a descendant, but he doesn't correct people when they refer to him in this way. He calls himself a blood relative, which is a nebulous reference designed to make people think he is a descendant. We have researched his explanation of being a blood relative to the great abolitionist. Some of the information he provides is accurate, but an extremely important piece of his explanation with regards to a documented relative of Frederick Douglass is false. The information he recites correctly is from the public record, so his knowledge of our family ancestry is far from definitive proof.
Two things there. One, he's not a descendant of Frederick Douglass. Okay. I would concur with that. All right. But then two, you also heard that some of the things he says is correct. So the question becomes, he's either related or he's not.
Some of the things he said is correct because you studied his, you notice how he moved the goalposts? He said some of the things he said is correct, but left out the part where he said he has studied our bloodline, meaning you studied our ancestry and threw yourself in there somehow. That's why the things that you're saying, some of the things that you're saying is correct, because you studied the bloodline and found a way to try to push yourself in there. You skipped over that part.
Okay.
So are you related?
I'm about to answer your question.
Okay.
If you allow me to do that.
Is it yes or no?
I am a blood relative of Frederick Douglass. My name is on the family tree. We have a family reunion every 2 years. What they're talking about, I want to make sure you're clear. They're talking about whether or not I come through the loin of Frederick Douglass, which I do not, nor have I ever claimed. Okay.
No,
I have more.
that's not what they didn't say that. They said that you're not related at all, my nigga. And they had a blood test. You are not kinfolk. Your dad gave up the blood test. You are not kinfolk.
More videos on YouTube than any other scholar. I speak around the world more than any other scholar. Show me where I've ever said I was a descendant. I've only claimed one thing, kinsman. How am I kinsman?
I just played a video earlier today where you said you said that you were a descendant. Hold on. He said, show him a video where he said that, right? Hold on. We're going to show the video where he said that word for fucking word. Where is it at? Let me see here. Bam. Hold on. Let's go to it. Oh, there it is. Here it is. Receipts. He said, "Show I speak around the world more than any other scholar." No, you don't. You don't speak more than what's the guy? I keep forgetting his name. Cornel West. Watch this.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. I'm the damn Messiah.
I learned I was related to Frederick Douglass. We were walking in the back of a church, all this Frederick Douglass memorabilia. And I asked my father, I said, what's all this? And he said, you're related to him. And I said, wow.
Oh, your dad was able to communicate that to you.
Yeah, because I'm related to Frederick Douglass on my father's
on your father's
side.
side.
Through my grandmother, whose 1 year anniversary of her passing will be, I guess, Monday or Tuesday, April the 30th. She left this world April the 30th last year, and we were very tight.
When you found that out, did it sort of validate you on your decision to go the direction you were going?
When I found that out, it made my love for Black history and my love for public speaking that much more relevant, because now, as an 11-year-old child, I'm feeling an obligation to uphold the work, because now I'm a bloodline relative of one of our greatest leaders. So that naturally put me in the mindset that says, maybe I'm chosen.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
There's other ways you can meditate.
He said he was a bloodline relative, so I was wrong. I was wrong. He said he was a bloodline relative. So I was wrong.
If you ever read any of the autobiographies of Frederick Douglass, he talks about growing up on Tuckahoe Creek with Cousin Stephen. Cousin Stephen is Stephen Bailey, Dr. Umar Johnson's 4 times great-grandfather, whose grave I just visited last week. I go every year. Okay, that's my 4 times great-grandfather. He married my 4 times great-grandmother, Caroline Wilson Bailey. From that union came my 3 times great-grandfather, George Washington Bailey, the first black public school teacher on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. He married Grandmom Annie. They had Grandmom Caroline. Okay, she had Grandma Vivian. Grandma Vivian married a Spanish-speaking Cuban immigrant, Grandpop Cicero. They had Grandmom Ida, who's still alive, who married James Johnson, who had my father Jamal, who married my mama Barbara, and from that union I was born. I am a blood of Bailey. I am not married in. What they're talking about is strictly descendancy, something I've never claimed. Am I a kin? Do I directly come from the loin of the first cousin and potentially half-brother of Frederick Douglass? And the reason I say potentially, the slave master who owned our family, a white man named Aaron Anthony, raped Frederick's mother and raped Stephen's mother.
Wait, you said no. Tariq got the phrase, I'm a descendant straight from Umar. Yeah. Did he say it on Hidden Colors? I know there's a video with him saying that shit. I was wrong about the video of him saying it, but I know I seen a video of him directly saying, I am a descendant of Frederick Douglass. I think it's somewhere on that video that I just played. I gotta look back through it. But he's trying to say his cousin, who's his great grandfather removed 3 times or whatever the fuck he just said, was allegedly his Frederick Douglass's brother, which there's no definitive proof of that. He just said he was his cousin.
My ancestor. And there's significant evidence to suggest that. Some people could still argue, though, that they were not brothers because it's not conclusive. Fine, throw that out. I'm still a kinsman because I come through the blood of his first cousin.
You talked about, again, respect. You respect.
You come from the blood of his first cousin, then that does not make you a relative of him. Because the bloodline dilutes as it goes down. That still does not make you a blood relative, because this person married that person, then they had this person, and that person married the other person. That does not make you kinfolk. Okay. That does not make you kinfolk. Listen to what he just said. This person is that person, and that person is that person. That person married this grandma, and that grandma this, that, and third. Yeah. He just gave you a big ass fucking word salad to make you believe that he was kinfolk. Yo, these niggas are good with these word salads.
I've only claimed one thing, kinsman. How am I kinsman? If you ever read any of the autobiographies of Frederick Douglass, he talks about growing up on Tuckahoe Creek with Cousin Stephen. Cousin Stephen is Stephen Bailey, Dr. Umar Johnson's 4 times great-grandfather, whose grave I just visited last week.
So his first cousin was your great-grandfather, right? Then that person married, hold on.
Go every year. Okay, that's my 4 times great-grandfather. He married my 4 times great-grandmother, Caroline Wilson Bailey. From that union came my 3 times great-grandfather, George Washington Bailey, the first black public school teacher on the East.
Oh man, you see how he try to throw that in there to make it sound like he throws shit in there that does have nothing. It makes you lose what he's saying because he's throwing bullshit in there. Oh, that's the first black something. And on the Eastern Shore. What the fuck that got to do with it? Go down the bloodline, nigga.
Eastern Shore of Maryland. He married Grandmom Annie. They had Grandmom Caroline. Okay, she had Grandma Vivian. Grandma Vivian married a Spanish-speaking Cuban immigrant, Grandpop Cicero. They had Grandmom Ida, who's still alive, who married James Johnson, who had my father Jamal, who married my mama Barbara, and from that union I was born. I am a blood of Bailey. I am not married in. What they're talking about is strictly descendant.
Yeah, but you said, look, somewhere down the line, he said this person married that person, and there were no kids. And then he said that person married the Johnson person, the same person. My nigga, you just trying to confuse people with the bullshit. He just said some shit to confuse you, and then you're like, okay, maybe he is. If you don't really think about what he just said.
Something I've never claimed. Am I a kin? Do I directly come from the loin of the first cousin and potentially half-brother of Frederick Douglass? And the reason I say potentially, the slave master who owned our family, a white man named Aaron Anthony, raped Frederick's mother and raped Stephen's mother, my ancestor. And there's significant evidence to suggest that. Some people could still argue, though, that they were not brothers because it's not conclusive. Fine, throw that out. I'm still a kinsman because I come through the blood of his first cousin.
You talked about, again, respect. You respect.
I don't talk about respect. I get tremendous respect from my people.
I'm not.
Well, we can throw all this shit out because your father took a DNA test and you're not related. He's not related, meaning you're not related. I don't even know why I entertain this shit. Your father took the DNA test and you guys are not bloodline.
I don't know about that.
So what you did was you studied their ancestry and then somehow threw your grandmother and your father in there.
Do you respect Frederick Douglass?
Obviously, yes.
But he had a white wife.
He did.
So that's what I'm
gonna clarify.
Why is that an issue? Why is that if you put in the work and you have the history, who cares who you marry?
I already answered that question, and I told you I don't care how much work you put in. If you don't commit yourself to a black woman, ultimately you wasn't totally committed to the struggle.
Even Frederick Douglass.
Even Frederick Douglass has to be criticized, as I did on the Breakfast Club. Now it has to be put in context. He didn't marry the white woman until he was an old man. After his wife Anna Murray Douglas of 50 years, a blue-black chocolate woman through whom all my cousins were born. He was an old man when he did it, but
it doesn't matter if he was an old man. What does it matter about the age? He still did it. You said that you didn't think about your race enough to marry a black woman. Okay, he married a black woman, but as soon as his wife died, where did he go? Straight to a white woman.
nonetheless, he did it. And yes, he has to be criticized on that because a black man needs to be with a black woman. And it is a contradiction. I don't care how much work you think you've done for black folks to not commit yourself to a black woman.
Oh, tight one.
Then why are you naming the school after him?
A second, I got more questions when we come back.
I would argue the reason black men marry white women is because they wish they were white themselves. And having the white man's prize, his queen, is a psychological symbol to myself that I am equal to him.
We're back with Dr. Umar Johnson. In that particular statement, the family also addressed this here. You talked about taking over the buildings or the land of a black school that was shut down.
Yes, sir. St. Paul's College.
And you were raising money for it. First of all, how much money has been raised, and what's the status of that project?
Well, St. Paul's has been sold. Approximately 3 to 5 months ago, I was told by the auction company in charge of the sale that it was been sold to a developer.
So how much money was raised? What the people gave? All kinds of people gave. How much was raised, and what's the status of that?
$700,000. And the status is we're still looking for a school. And the status is my start date for FDMG will be 8/21.
So how long ago was this? This was 8 years ago, and you raised $700,000 8 years ago. What happened to that? You raised $700,000 8 years ago, and you've been collecting donations ever since. What happened to that?
18, or if at all, it may be delayed to 8/21/19, which is the anniversary of the Nat Turner War.
We say looking for a school. Why not start a charter school? I mean, you could start a school.
Because charter schools are owned by the state, and I'm a Pan-Africanist. I believe what is to be done for black people must be done by black people. Why do I want a charter school?
So you want a private school?
Exactly, independent school.
You want a private independent school because you don't want nobody looking at them goddamn books and where the money's going.
Lauren.
So the question of interracial marriage,
Yes,
I mean,
ma'am.
come on, man. You're too smart for this. We got 43.
I'm too smart for what?
We got 43 million black people in this country.
And
We
that
got
means
over
what?
190 million white people. You're gonna sit here and say that if
And you
a
got
black
half the
person,
black
a white person get married, a black person, a white person get married, one can't understand the other person's struggle. You've seen Tim Wise, right? You've seen
It's
Reverend
about
Wallace. You've
systematic
seen white people who
empowerment.
understand racism very well.
That doesn't mean they're going to do anything about
The other thing
it.
that is obviously true is they understand racism when you see things like the murder of Medgar Evers, like the murder of Martin Luther King. They understand racism
and
just
what
fine.
did they do
They
about it?
understand us gaining just fine, and that's why murder happened.
Shit, Martin Luther King was fucking all types of white women on the side. He loved white hoes.
Based on what?
So the idea that somehow a white person can't understand our struggle,
I
no
could
way.
care less what they understand. I'm
No
asking
way.
you, what have they done systematically
He already
to
told you
improve
that.
the opportunities
He
of white
already
folks?
told you
He
that.
did not tell
Oh,
me
yes,
that.
you did tell
He
tell
did
you
not
that.
tell me that.
You're going to tell me that guys like Tim Wise and Reverend Wallace don't understand
What about
race in
Tim
America?
Wise?
They don't understand race
He
in America?
articulates
They don't
racism,
so
but
all,
what has he done to
there are no white
systematically
people that understand race in
eliminate it?
America?
There's not
no
a
white
white
people.
person
There's
in
no
America.
white people understand race.
You can't see Bernie Sanders. I mean, he did a lot for black folks, so I've heard.
Race in America.
There's not a white person.
Them going to Eugene.
There's not a white person in America who has ever worked to systematically eliminate the white privilege that they benefit from vis-a-vis your oppression.
You are lying. You know 190 million people in America.
Eugene.
We're not going to go there. We're not. I haven't
called me a liar, and you're cool.
Well, it's a fact that
watch
you're
how
lying.
you talk
It's
to
a
me,
fact
but
that you're
watch how I
lying.
talk
It's
to
a
you.
fact that you're
I
lying.
understand you.
So wait a minute. He said you're lying, and you got. But you see how he acts towards other men. He has an inferiority complex. Instead of having an intellectual conversation with him, when a guy says you're lying and try to explain how he's lying, he goes to calling him names. He does this with everybody. When a man comes in his chat and says, "Nigga, you're lying," or "Nigga, you're doing something wrong," or "You're a coon," "You're this," "You're a beta male," "You're gay." What? How did all this come into the factor? He said you lying. You didn't even let me explain how you lying before you got to call them names. And I know a lot of my great grandfather left his inheritance and almost was killed and moved up from down south up north to be with my black grandmother and raised a bunch of black kids, knowing that he was being hunted for marrying a white woman. I mean, a black woman. That's a white man that did something for black folks. It wasn't much, but it got me here.
Say that.
No, everybody, 1 second. Several things I don't allow. I don't allow the N-word. I don't allow coon. We can talk to one another and disagree, but I do not use racial epithets against black people.
That's fine, but he called me a liar.
No.
So the language needs to be watched on both
racial
sides.
epithets will not be used on this show.
And that's fine.
By anybody.
But how we talk to each other needs
you
to
can
be
say
up.
whatever you want, but no racial epithets will be used on this show about black people to black people. Eugene, your question.
So, from your paradigm, from your perspective, Civil Rights Act isn't an act of white folk stepping up on behalf of black folk. Current criminal justice reform legislation moving isn't a current act of white folk stepping up on behalf of black folk. Folk that funded the civil rights movement in the 50s and 60s isn't an act of white folks stepping up on behalf of black folk. I'm sorry, as an American, because I define myself as an American, an African American.
I'm sure you do.
I live in a country that moves forward together. And I say that as a Republican. We move forward together.
Yeah,
yes, we have individual struggles. Yes, we have struggles. Yes, we have. Yes, no. Yes, we have. We have systematic.
Finish it 15 seconds.
We have systematic struggles, and together as a country, moving forward to defeat those struggles.
Really? So, based on what you said, I want you to give me examples of white folk, not individuals, but systematically. Excuse me.
Why can't they be individuals?
I know you can't.
He's moving the goalposts again. He just listed all these things that white folks did, and then he moved the goalposts. The systematic from white people doing something to systematically doing something. You're moving the goalposts. Every time somebody answers your question, you move the goalposts.
Wait,
1 second answer. 1 second answer.
Can I finish?
Go.
Okay, I'm going. Okay? You cannot name anything systematically done ever in this country by white people to equal the playing field for black folks.
The Civil Rights Act, Congress literally sits behind us. The Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act.
I was going to say, he said the Civil Rights Act. That's the systematic thing, isn't it? The Civil Rights Act is a systematic, something they did systematically. Wouldn't that be one?
Are you aware?
Are you aware?
Hey, can I,
Both of them.
White people
Second.
are proud of you, son.
Let me ask you
Scott Bolden.
Real quick. I think the terminology and the narrative being used is a little misleading, not from you, but from this dialogue right here.
Okay.
You know, it's one thing to sympathize with the struggle. It's another one to empathize with the struggle. Very different. When you talk about marriage being a political choice, and that one of the arguments that you made that I tend to agree with is that if you don't marry a black woman, then she can never support and comfort and value your day-to-day struggle as a black man. That being said, I do think that the level of the rhetoric that you use in regard to your Pan-Africanism is difficult for many of us, quote, in the mainstream to get our arms around. But this issue about black men and white women in the civil rights struggle is not a new discussion. My mother was a civil rights activist in Chicago, and she would often complain privately that, one, you can't sleep white and talk black, if you will. And that's always been in the American struggle, African-American struggle with ourselves.
Yes,
the other thing is that we struggle with our own psychology about self-love and otherwise. And if we get our arms around that, that does make sense.
But you would have to say that you know 190 million people.
But you're being too
one second.
You would have to
dictatorial.
claim that.
Individuals don't matter.
You'd have to claim
No,
that.
go ahead and respond. Go ahead.
And I agree with my brother's
Scott.
comments. Brother Scott, he brought up the Civil Rights Bill. But what he did not talk about in relation to the Civil Rights Bill is there were two words included in that bill that ultimately served to take away from black people what that bill was intended to deliver. They added gender and they added sexual orientation. And as a result of that, white women and homosexuals have been able to strip black America from the intended gains of the Civil Rights Act. So there was still racism in that bill if you was.
What? Hold, wait, what? He just moved the goalpost again. He's a pro at moving the goalpost, yo.
You have to claim
No,
that.
go ahead and respond. Go ahead.
And I agree with my
moving
brother's
that
comments.
goalpost.
Brother Scott, he brought up the Civil Rights Bill. But what he did not talk about in relation to the Civil Rights Bill is there were two words included in that bill that ultimately served to take away from black people what that bill was intended to deliver. They added gender and they added sexual orientation. And as a result of that, white women and homosexuals have been able to strip black America from the intended gains of the Civil Rights Act. So there was still racism in that bill if you will study that history.
But Umar,
What? How? The fuck is he talking about? Oh my God. Yo, this man is ridiculous.
question was, has anyone black ever systematically done? I mean, has anyone white ever systematically done anything?
Systematically. White America.
So LBJ would be the answer for that,
No,
because that's the government.
No, I don't think you
That's
heard
a
the question.
systematic move.
No, you didn't hear the question.
No,
you did not. No,
Yeah, I
you
did.
didn't.
Yeah, I
You're
did.
so quick to defend white
Yeah,
folks that you're not listening.
No, I'm not trying to
I
defend
literally
white
have
folks.
45 seconds, so restate the question and give the answer. I got 45 seconds.
Let's get an answer.
The question was, what has white America done?
Right.
Not individuals. Systematically, you won't even let me finish.
Yeah, because
you're that in love with white folks, you won't even let me finish.
Point on everything.
Finish.
Literally 3 times.
You see how he goes to insulting people when they disagree with him? That's narcissism. He keep claiming that she's so in love with white folks and this, that, and the third. What? He named his school after a white man. He loves white folks. What are you talking about? He said what is crazy is he's pro-black while ripping off blacks. Make it make sense, please. Exactly.
20 seconds.
There is no bigger system than the
20
US
seconds, I'll finish.
The
Go.
US
And then 20
government is
seconds,
big
I would say that the panel that you
Lady
have
definitely won't let you talk.
who are extremely intelligent do not represent
the everyday black man and woman struggles, and then because of that, they can articulate.
And you represent 43 million people in this country? I don't think so.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Weekdays on TV One.
I will never lie to you.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, look at that neck. Look at his neck. All right, we're gonna play this last video when Roland destroys Umar.
You got this.
Umar goes to lying on him about what happened here. And Roland breaks it down. God damn, not even a sweater can fit around that nigga neck. Boy, I know you have trouble putting your shirts on. I know he has hella trouble putting the collar around his neck. Look at it. Didn't he get caught watching porno in the middle of one of his streams? Frederick Douglass was half white, and he named his school after a biracial man. And he married a white woman.
People out here who run their mouths, and they love mentioning my name. They love, talking about what we do on this show. And I don't really care about any of them. I'm talking about, I don't care about Tariq. I don't care about Boyce. I don't care about Vicky Dillard. I don't care about that dude Phillip. I don't care about Black Authority. I don't care about, I'm like, go do what y'all do. I don't care about Umar Johnson the same way. I don't care. Go do what y'all do. I don't follow them. I don't listen to them. I don't track them. I really don't care what they have to say about anything. Go do what y'all want to do. We over here doing what we do, doing the job that we're supposed to be doing. And so I just don't get involved in all that back and forth, silly, nonsensical mess. But when you lie, when you go on other folk platform and you lie and just make up stuff, then I'm like, I got to go ahead and say something. So when I was on vacation, somebody hit me up and they said that Umar Johnson went on Joe Budden's podcast and said a few things about me, about his appearance on TV One. It was 6 years ago. 6 years ago. So, here's the setup. Umar gone on the Breakfast Club, and it was a contentious appearance. They talked about his credentials, his school, all kind of stuff like that. So I saw all the back and forth. My staff saw all the back and forth. So I was like, go ahead and book him, bring him on the show. Okay? That's what happened. So he comes on the show. He had been on the show 3 previous times. Same format, panel, no different. This time, 2 of the panelists took exception what Umar had to say. And at what point during the show, Umar was responding to Eugene Craig, conservative, called him a coon. I slam my hand down and say, I don't allow that language or any racial epithets on my show. And so that's really why he was upset. And so he went on and trashing me, trashing us. Oh, we attacked him. We ambushed him. It was a setup. And then he went on to claim that, that when the show got canceled, that appearance was the reason why the show got canceled.
Right,
all lies. Okay. So this all the crap he said before, whatever. So now he goes on Joe Budden's podcast. And now he got new lies he telling. All right. So we're going to do this here first. So when he got invited, he was told what the topic was. He was told everything involved with it. We would send a press release out about the subject matter. So this notion that, I got ambushed is stupid, because ambush means that I didn't see any of this coming. I didn't know what was coming when we actually laid out this topic.
Man, I just saw what you said. He said, I bet his head make the pop sound, the snapple sound when he put his shirt on. He said that nigga head go pop goes the weasel when he put his shirt. His neck droop out. Oh my God, look at me drooping over the mic. You can hear his neck shuffling over the mic as he talks. Yo, fat man. You look like you can smack him in his neck and then make his belly jig.
Was actually about. So to refresh people, this is literally how the beginning of that segment went 6 years ago on TV One. It's just how the beginning went. Go ahead. It was amazing looking at this whole reaction. I mean, I'm sitting here, again, people asking all kind of questions, things are blowing up. And so many people jumped on saying he's not a real doctor. Okay. Where did you graduate from and you got your PhD?
My undergraduate education was from Millersville University, 3 degrees, political science, psychology, master's in school psychology. Subsequent to that, Pennsylvania certification as a school psychologist, which I've been for almost 20 years. After that, I got my educational leadership master's degree and principal certificate from Lehigh University in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And I earned my doctorate degree.
There's no way you earn those degrees and work in those fields 20 years, bro. There's no way.
From the Philadelphia College.
And how did you work in that field and still go and get those other degrees? Like that's too much time consuming for you to be able to have done all that and worked in that field for 20 years.
Osteopathic medicine, American Psychological Association approved program, one of the top psychology training programs on the East Coast. 6 degrees in all, and anyone can lift up a telephone and call and verify those degrees.
So when you see folks who question your degrees, your response?
It's because my narrative is a whole lot different from the average mainstream Black scholar. I don't parrot the narrative that the American social order wants Black scholars to parrot. I tell the truth. I don't scratch unless I itch, and I don't dance unless I like the music. And because
okay, so you saw that. That's literally how it all began. Okay, and a little bit later, I'm going to show you when things went sideways, and this is really why he got upset. So he goes on Joe Budden's podcast, was dropped last month, and Joe asked him about this so-called beef.
Nothing like that. I didn't know that you had Roland Martin beef. Neither did I. What happened was I was on Roland Martin's show about 2 or 3 times before that final visit that led to the altercation, verbal altercation, not physical. It was 2016. I had just done the Breakfast Club a week prior, and Roland Martin's people contacted me to come back again. This was either my 3rd or 4th visit to News One Now. So I had been on the show before. We already knew each other. Never had a negative. Cordial. Always.
Got it.
This time was different because when I got there, as I waited in the dressing room, he came out the restroom and he didn't speak. He walked right by me. So Sutton says something's up today. Today gonna be a little different because why would he walk by you and not speak? So when we finally got involved in the conversation, I kind of realized what was going on. I think he was a little jealous of the Breakfast Club fame. That interview went viral. All of them go viral, but that one went viral. And
it's always the same excuse. They haters, they jealous. What would he be jealous about? He has his own show.
At that time, I guess he wanted to take some of the air out of my balloon. So he questioned my credentials, my blood relationship to the Honorable Frederick Douglass, a couple other things. And I think he had set up his panel in such a way that I think they were supposed to intellectually massacre me, which nobody on the planet Earth can do that.
They was gonna get you.
And so they ended up getting intellectually massacred, and that was the end of it.
Nah, that's not what I just watched. I watched them slaughter the shit out of your theories and bullshit. I watched you get your ass whooped on that panel. I don't know what you thought you did.
But I didn't appreciate what he did. I thought it was a bitch move. I've been on your show plenty of times. You know, I'm driving down here from Philadelphia, taking time out of my busy schedule. I could be doing other things. And you use that time to try to insult me. But it backfired on him. And I think that's partly the reason why the show was canceled by the end of the year, because I'm very popular among Black folks. I'm probably the most popular Black scholar in modern history when it comes to mainstream Black America, even though my views are considered rather controversial.
How can you say that right now, you're not popular for being a scholar, you're popular for being a fucking fraud. You did not become popular from being a scholar. I heard your name from people calling you a fraud. This was years ago when I first started YouTube.
And so when Roland Martin did that, I don't think he properly anticipated or calculated the collateral damage. But by the end of the year, he was off the television.
And he believes he did that.
All right, so y'all heard all that BS. So we gonna do it this way. So we're gonna replay that, and then we're gonna unpack it with receipts. So re-wrap that, please, and then I'll tell you when to stop.
Nothing like that.
I didn't know that you had Roland Martin beef.
Neither did I. What happened was I was on Roland Martin's show about 2 or 3 times before that final visit that led to the altercation, verbal altercation, not physical. It was 2016. I had just done the Breakfast Club a week prior, and Roland Martin's people contacted me to come back again. This was either my 3rd or 4th visit to News One Now. So I had been on the show before. We already knew each other.
Okay.
Never had a negative.
Cordial.
Always.
Got it.
This time was different because when I got there, as I waited in the dressing room, he came out the restroom and he didn't speak. He walked right by me. So Sutton says,
all right, y'all, when I do the show, I'm focused on the show. A lot of times, I don't even speak to the guests. A lot of times, I don't speak to the staff. When I'm locked on the show, boom, I'm going from makeup down to the studio. So Umar, you ain't that special. A lot of it happens here. A guest can be sitting in the chair. I'm coming in, I'm getting stuff, I'm doing whatever. I'm not sitting here talking to people, speaking to people, because I'm trying to focus on getting on the show. Now, and that hurts your little ego, but that's just a fact. Now press play.
right by me. So Sutton says something's up today. Today gonna be a little different because why would he walk by you and not speak? So when we finally got involved in the conversation, I kind of realized what was going on. I think he was a little jealous of the Breakfast Club fame. That interview went viral. All of them go viral, but that one went viral. And at that time, I guess he wanted to take some of the air out of my balloon. So he questioned my credentials.
Umar, I literally was hosting a daily morning show on TV One. I was at the Tom Joyner morning show 3 days a week. Why would I be jealous of you? Like, really? Why would I be jealous of you? I've gone viral numerous times. I don't get off about going viral because that means nothing. So why would I remotely be jealous of you? See, this is the new lie because he hadn't used that one before. So now that's the new lie he's trying to spin. Dude, you mean nothing to me. Like, literally. I'm not jealous of, hell, anybody in media. Why would I be jealous of somebody not in media? I was speaking to millions every day, 3 days a week on the Tom Joyner morning show. You think I'm jealous because you went on the Breakfast Club? That's like
blood relationship to the Honorable Frederick Douglass, a couple other things. And I think he has set up his panel in such a way that
So Umar says, he questioned all these things. Here's the problem, Umar. I don't delete emails. I have receipts. Go to my iPad. July 6, 2017. This is the actual email. I sent an email to the booker, the executive producer, as well as the senior producer on the show. Hey, Dr. Umar Johnson, book him on the show to discuss Black Twitter lighting him up about his recent Breakfast Club interview. The booker, Chandra Hughes, copy will reach out now. That's the actual email. Why? What did I actually say in the video when he came on? People were talking about your appearance. And they were asking all these questions, and they were questioning your credentials. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all might think that's not true. Okay. But go back and actually watch the clip. I actually said it. So you see the correspondence. Oh, then it was like, oh my goodness. He set his panel up. Y'all, let me explain something to y'all. The panel don't know who coming on the show. how about this here? Today's Matt, Michael, Kelly. Have y'all ever were set up to say, hey, this person is coming on, so I need y'all to do this when this person comes on?
No, I wouldn't do it if people don't tell me what to say.
No. But has it ever happened?
Not never. No.
Now, I don't know what a panelist is going to say. All three of y'all can agree. Matter of fact, if I'm correct, me and Michael got into it when he questioned one of them buying Donald's white wife.
Oh, we got into the number.
I don't. But the point I'm making, I don't even ask. Listen to me clearly, y'all. Now go keep it on the panel. I need people to understand. I don't even ask the panelists what they think. And let me explain to y'all why. Because when I was on CNN, they used to assume they knew what I was going to say. When I was on CNN, they would literally sit there and, so-and-so's gonna.
He definitely seemed assaulted. I was raised the same thing, Dave. That nigga said, no, nobody tell me what to say. He said, we got into it numerous times.
Say this. When I filled in for Campbell Brown, we were discussing Michael Vick and if he served his time, should he come back to the NFL? And there was what's Gloria what's her daughter's name? Gloria Allred's daughter. She's an attorney.
Lisa Bloom.
Lisa Bloom. So Lisa Bloom was a big time PETA person. And we're sitting there and I'm filling in for Campbell Brown. And the senior producer goes, oh, we know what Lisa thinks. And I said, has anybody asked her? Roland, we know she's going to be against Michael Vick coming back. I was like, has anybody asked her? So the senior producer got pissed off at me. I turned to the book of Tara. I said, Tara, can you call Lisa and just ask where she stands on this? She says, she comes back, folks, we have a problem. Lisa says that if he serves his time, he should be able to come back. I go, see? He ambushed. Oh, I was ambushed. Really? Come back to my iPad. Oh, I got a big old an algorithm. And so let me be clear, every black person watching television doesn't count in a rating.
And that was the end of it. But I didn't appreciate what he did. I thought it was a bitch move.
Stop right there. Stop right there here. I didn't appreciate what he did. Now you hear Melissa Ford say blindside. He wasn't blindsided. Now he said that lie before. He ambushed. Oh, I was ambushed. Really? Go back to my iPad. Y'all see this? Hi, Susan and Roland. Here's a copy of today's release. Let me know your thoughts and thanks. This is a press release. The press release says, controversial psychologist Dr. Umar Johnson thinks interracial marriage negates efforts of black men dedicated to racial equality. So the press release lists in here in terms of what was talked about. We told him the topic beforehand. He knew the topic beforehand. It was in the show tease. It was in the show intro. It was in the segment intro. So not blindsided, not ambushed.
Bigfoot's forever, humans never. I quit. Matt, you ain't shit for that. Matt, you's a dickhead.
Folk just disagree. But here was the point that this is really why Umar got mad, upset. No. From the interview from 6 years ago. And this is why he still got a bug up his ass.
By murder happened.
Based on what?
So the idea that somehow a white person can't understand our struggle?
I could care less what they understand. I'm asking you, what have they done systematically to improve the opportunities of white folks? He did not tell me that.
Yes, you did tell
me that. He did not tell me that.
You're going to tell me that guys like Tim Wise and Reverend Wallace don't understand race in America?
Tim Wise?
They don't understand race in America?
He articulates racism. So what has he done to
there are no white people that understand race in America?
There's not a white person in America.
There's no white people understand race in America.
There's not a white person. There's not a white person in America.
So Bernie Sanders didn't march with Dr. Martin Luther King. So there aren't pictures of. Hold on. Bernie Sanders marching with Martin Luther King. You mean to tell me that this ain't Bernie Sanders right here in the Million Man March? You mean to tell me that this ain't Bernie Sanders? I'm putting it up full mask. This ain't Bernie Sanders. Bug up his ass Tuesday. Standing right behind Martin Luther King in the Million Man March. Bernie is always front line. Man, there will be another picture. This is Bernie right here with the glasses. You say there isn't a man alive. Yeah, I don't know who that is. I didn't know the people that, to be honest with you, all the other people that lady named, I have no clue who they are. I need to do some research on them. I'm pretty sure you know, Jaded. I'm pretty sure you know. But that's Bernie. Standing right behind Martin, marching with him. I don't know about you, but I ain't never seen Umar in the motherfucking Black Lives Matter march. I've seen you doing podcasts on them, but I ain't never seen you out there.
America, who has ever worked to systematically eliminate the white privilege that they benefit from vis-a-vis your oppression.
You know 190 million people in America.
Eugene. So we're not going to go there. We're not. I haven't.
Because he said, you see how he gets when another black man challenges him? You a coon. You off the back. You a coon. You a coon. How is this man a coon for saying, nigga, you lying? You're lying, man. You are. I just proved it. And you said that they didn't do nothing systematically. Civil rights movement. You mean to tell me JFK didn't get his fucking head blown off for trying to help black folks? He was doing a whole lot of other shit too, but they blew his motherfucking head off in front of the motherfucker, in front of the world, because he was about to help black folks. You mean to tell me they didn't put Abraham Lincoln facing the other way on the penny, and they made the penny copper? That was for, well, the nigga was half black. Allegedly, Abe Lincoln, one of his parents was black. They said he had a fro. That's why he wore that top hat all the time. And the pictures that you see of him, they made his hair like that. Abe had a motherfucking fro. That's why he wore that goddamn top hat. But he really didn't give a fuck. Don't mention Abe. I ain't gonna mention Abe because Abe really didn't give a fuck about black folks. He was just doing whatever he could to join the union, I think it was. My name is Umar Johnson, the drug addict, Bigfoot. I took cocaine. You said you did see Umar march. It sounds like you're an Umar fan because you keep arguing for Umar. Or you? I mean, I don't have no problem with that. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but you sound like an Umar fan. Can you show me? Can you show me a video where he marched? Were you seeing Umar out there? I've never seen no evidence. Can you show me? Matter of fact, show me a video of Umar Johnson helping young black boys. Show me a video of young black boys or parents saying Umar helped them. Don't worry, I'll wait. But you sound like you for Umar. I'm not saying you are, but I've been seeing your comments. I am the watcher. It seems like you're rooting for Umar. He said he marched to his drug dealer. I have yet to see him help any black people. How can you talk about what white people didn't do for black people and you a black person ain't do nothing for black person and you're ripping black people off? You burst into white folks that you're talking about. At least we know what the fuck they about. At least we know what they're going to do. He's worse than the Klan. So you're not a Dr. Umar fan? I was just asking because I mean, some people just, got their opinions and feel something, like I said, you're entitled to your own opinion. And all opinions are welcome here as long as you're not disrespectful. You have not been disrespectful. You've just been stating your opinion. He goes to marches just to be seen. He's not doing anything to help but himself. Okay. But I believe he's worse than the Klan, because with the Klan, we know what that is. We know when they show up, they're gonna try to hang a couple niggas, kidnap a couple niggas, beat a couple niggas. We know what they're gonna do. This nigga here, he's taking money from single black mothers. He's using and abusing them, sleeping with them, using them for their money. That's taking food out of black kids' mouth. That's taking sneakers. He said he wants your Christmas money. He said he wants your holiday money. You're taking essential things from black kids through their mothers. And then you're causing a worse. Now, who's to say that when he uses and abuses these black women, they don't gain a hatred for black men? Ain't nobody ever think about that. If the black woman is so essential, why are you using and abusing these women? I guarantee you some of them is going to start hating black men because of what he's done to him. They're already single black mothers, got a problem with their baby dads, and then he comes in as a savior, a so-called savior. And then he turns out to be far less than that. The total opposite. You don't think that that's going to make some of these women that he's abusing hate black men? I do, in my personal belief. Not my grit money. He's not playing about the grits. The money gone. Definitely worse than the Klan, right? Hold on, I can't see shit. Dr. Umar is self-serving, and to him everything has to be centered around him. That's a fact. He has a God complex. If you watch my live stream that I did earlier today, he calls himself the Messiah. He believes he's the Messiah. If he did not purchase those buildings, the city was going to expand the local Boys and Girls Club for that community. Wow, so he actually stopped that by buying. That's wild. So he actually stopped an actual program that was going to help black kids.
Calling me a liar, and you're cool.
Well, it's a fact that you're lying. It's a fact that you're lying. It's a fact that you're lying.
I understand you.
To say that.
No, everybody, 1 second. Several things I don't allow. I don't allow the N-word. I don't allow coon. We can talk to one another and disagree, but I do not use racial epithets against black people.
Fine, but he called me a liar.
No.
So
racial epithets will not be used on this show.
And that's fine.
By anybody.
But how we talk to each other.
You can say whatever you want, but no racial epithets will be used on this show about black people to black people. Eugene, your question.
So,
come on.
From your paradigm, from your perspective.
That's really why he has an attitude. That's
Eugene Barber, hate him. Eugene, whoever your barber is, you need to slap the shit out of that nigga. It looked like he let Ray Charles shape him up. Stevie Wonder gave him a lineup. Whoever your barber is, you need to slap the bullshit out of that man for sending you on TV with your hairline doing the worm. Remember when he was in the spy overseas? Research that video. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'll check it out. But whoever shaped this man up right here, you need to slap the bullshit out of him. Nigga, I know you didn't have me on TV looking like that. Hairline look like it's pop locking. Damn, they fucked him up. Look at that joint. That shit going. Look. Oh. They fucked him up. It look like you did. Come on, let me find out you that one of them white stylists. He got a Whopper with cheese. Barbara be whopping topping. He got a Whopper with cheese. They whopped him.
From your paradigm, from your perspective.
That's really why he has an attitude. That's why he's running around mad and upset, because I checked him on that one. Oh, well, he called me a lie. Okay, fine. Call him a lie back. But you're not going to use racial epithets. But here is the biggest lie Umar Johnson told. Go ahead.
Yo, he definitely got dentures at the bottom. Those are definitely dentures. Those are dentures. They stick out too much. Those are definitely dentures at the bottom. They look like they were man-made. Look at them. Look like if you go, pooh, them shit's gonna fall out. Roland, go, pooh, just one time for me. Say a P word, pooh, hard. Give me a hard P, pooh. I guarantee you them things is coming out. Those are dentures.
But here is the biggest lie Umar Johnson told. Go ahead.
He massacred, and that was the end of it. But I didn't appreciate what he did. I thought it was a bitch move.
That's a serious Tokyo drift on his hairline. Damn. They did a Fast and Furious Tokyo drift on his hairline. This hairstyle right here, this is not Philly. I have never seen anybody in Philly with that shit. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be.
I know. I've been on your show plenty of times. You know, I'm driving down here from Philadelphia, taking time out of my busy schedule. I could be doing other things, and you use that time to try to insult me. But it backfired on him, and I think that's partly the reason why the show was canceled by the end of the year, because I'm very popular among Black folks. I'm probably the most popular Black scholar in modern history when it comes to mainstream Black America.
So he really believes that he's the reason. Cluster rhymes. He really believes, he's calling cluster rhymes. Oh, that just threw me off, did it? He really believes that he is responsible for that. You lost that debate. That debate probably got him more ratings than anything. Why would it? That makes no sense.
Though my views are considered rather controversial. And so when Roland Martin did that, I don't think he properly anticipated or calculated the collateral damage. But by the end of the year, he was off the television.
Boy, bye.
Bro, that was the zestiest shit. And then he duck lipped it. Oh my God, Roland, you definitely zesty for that. But if that was the case, don't you think they would have canceled it right away? Why would they take his show off at the end of the year and not right then and there when it happened, if it was because of you? That makes make that make sense. But hey, Roland, brother, we are the world, brother.
He was off the television.
Boy, bye.
And he with it. Boy, bye. The only reason why he ain't do the net thing because he ain't got no net, bro. Brother, that was the zestiest shit I've.
Let me explain to y'all what happened here. I got word,
brother,
October, that they were looking at either canceling the show or reducing the show to 3 days a week or once a week. So you know what I did? I actually put in an offer to take over ownership of the show. Let me explain to you why. Because we had cable contracts, we could not internally stream any of the shows digitally. So I was watching Dish Nation on TV One, and I went, wait a minute, how is Dish Nation on broadcast TV and we're airing it on TV One, but they streaming it online? So I went to our affiliate people and they said, oh, that's because we license Dish Nation. I said, really? So what you're telling me is that if we license a show, then we will only have the cable rights to that show, and that's it. They said, yes. I said, well, I got a workaround. Because you got to remember, they only aired News One Now one time. They never ever put it on VOD. They didn't re-air. So if you missed the show or you didn't tape it, that was it. Now, we used to sit here and go guerrilla style and stream the show all the time, even though legal told us twice to take it down. That's another story. So I put a proposal in to say, why don't y'all allow me to take over ownership of the show? I will then license the show back to you, and we'll set up a deal where your salespeople handle the back end. I was trying to come up with a way around the no streaming rule. October goes by. I submit the proposal to Alfred Liggins, the CEO, D'Angelo Proctor, who was our SVP programming. November goes by. I'm sending emails. Yo, hey, we gonna meet. Finally, December 9th, December 7th, one of those days, Alfred calls me to a meeting. Alfred Liggins, the CEO. I'm sitting here on the couch, D'Angelo Proctor sitting right next to me. And Alfred Liggins, the CEO, tells me that he's canceling News One Now because in 2018, he was refinancing the debt of the company and he was slashing cost across the board because if they did refinance the debt of Urban One, he will be paying a much higher interest rate on the debt. That's why it was canceled. Even that nonsensical BS press release they said put out, oh, it got canceled because of low ratings, that was a lie. Alfred Liggins, D'Angelo Proctor sitting in the meeting. And that's exactly what he told me. That's why the show was canceled. Now, there's a thing called
Roland Martin got a head like Mega Man.
Ratings.
Don't he? Oh my God. I could put my finger on it. Mega Mind. Didn't they about to drop a Mega Mind too?
Lord, I thought they all.
That was underrated. I think Mega Mind was funny as hell.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was extremely underrated. I think they're making a Mega Mind too.
Hey, everybody. Max just dropped something in the chat.
I know, that's what I'm about to look at now.
I know y'all like Trip just come in and say whatever the fuck is on her mind. Because I do.
That's why we love him when you come up here.
I've been like really... for a while. Every time I see him, his head disturbs me. I finally figured out what he looked like. Fucking Mega Mind.
Man just said his head made the sound when he put his shirt on.
Like, you know how you could put a rubber band in the middle of a balloon?
Oh my God. A water balloon.
Mm-hmm.
We already just seen that. Hold on. Max is fucking stupid. Hold on. Max is fucking stupid. They keep putting these Bigfoot jaws in there.
What's up, guys? Today we are going to be eating 20 grams of mushrooms.
Oh, Lord.
Alien language. I'm going to be trying Ozempic. I don't even know what the fuck it is. Yo, boys, what the actual fuck? What did I do? I look like a malnourished Chewbacca.
This is either a baking supply drop or we just found Pablo Escobar's stash.
Boy, I can see sounds. And Carl's over there eating a fucking branch.
These are good.
I found a stash.
Oh, yeah. That's that goblin dust, baby. Cocaine is a haluva thing. Yes, Daddy. Hit me again. They're watching. The chipmunks know. They know what I did.
What's up, guys? Today we are going to be eating 20 grams of mushrooms. Let's see what happens.
Sounds about right, man.
Alien language. I'm going to be trying Ozempic. I don't even know what the fuck it is. Yo, boys, what the actual fuck? What did I do? I look like a malnourished Chewbacca.
This is either a baking supply drop or we just found Pablo Escobar's stash.
Boy, I can see sounds. And Carl's over there eating a fucking branch.
These are good.
Found a stash. Oh yeah, that's that goblin dust, baby. You owe me money. Cocaine is a haluva thing. Yes, Daddy. Hit me again. They're watching. The chipmunks know. They know what I did.
What's up, guys? Today we are going to be eating 20 grams of mushrooms. Let's see what happens.
He left a real repeat and walked away.
I'm going to be trying Ozempic.
My bad. I had to
know
open
what
the
the
door.
fuck it is. Yo, boys.
I had to open the door for Muck. Good mom, though. Baby always coming in crying. Anytime you get her out the car, that's all she started doing is goddamn crying.
Shadow. I told you he walked off.
Nah, my bad, y'all. I had to go open the door.
An algorithm. And so let me be clear, every black person watching television doesn't count in a rating. Let me say it again. So Umar, you think you smart. You don't jack about Nielsen or TV ratings. You know nothing. Oh, I got a big old audience. No, it's an algorithm. And so if you look at the number of black people who are in a Nielsen family and the number of those black people who likely watch TV One, we would sometimes estimate as probably 7 to 12 black people.
Cracking me up all day.
And y'all might be saying, that's crazy.
7 to 12 black people.
They're tracking what people are watching all the time. Folks ain't watching us all the time. So we used to always joke, if one of those black families went to the bathroom or ran an errand or went to work early, man, our ratings would drop because you're only sampling an extra handful of people.
Pause it for a second.
Well, it's because
for those of you that are wondering what the hell Roland Martin is talking about, he's talking about Nielsen. Now, Nielsen been tracking TV consumption since basically the advent of TV. Back in the day, you could sign up to be a Nielsen tester and they would send you this little box, right? And the box connect to the TV like a cable box and they see what you watch. These days, all you got to do is download a program. Or now it's a program because you just download it. It don't do nothing else. It's like an extension on a browser. It just tracks when you watch something. Therefore, if Roland is telling you it's 7 to 12 people watching the one network, it's 7 to 12 people watching. That's it. Because what they do is they take, when you sign up for Nielsen, you put all your stuff in, your age, your race, your sex, all that. It takes that, puts it in the algorithm, and it shows what you watch. And then it spits out a number. So the people watching one is 7 to 12 black people.
And the reason he's explaining this is because Umar said that because
once again, Umar lied. Mm-hmm.
He got into that altercation. That means they canceled his show because of his audience.
No, they canceled it because wasn't nobody watching.
Oh yeah, now he's getting the ratings and all this other bullshit. Don't look like he's talking much about it more. That's all the receipts that I see.
Anybody figure that is FDMG gonna get repoed tomorrow or not?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. But race grifter Umar Johnson begs fans for loose change. I think that might be it. Yeah, I think that might be it. I did see one other joint though. But let me see if this did pop up on my. What's this?
Son, he just turned 9.
You know what?
stand for? African. You know what B stand for?
Umar
Black.
is
We don't get
interacting
C's, that
with a
stands for
little girl.
Caucasian,
What?
and D stand for devils. All A's and B's, no C's and D's.
And I want you to tell me if you think his baby mom is crazy for making him stay on the couch with their daughter after you see the video. Here we go.
This is him interacting with the child.
Video, princess. What's your name? Jasmine. Going to Jasmine.
He
Third
looked
grade, how you
crazy.
doing school last year? You did awesome.
Oh,
Good.
yeah,
I want
man,
you to get
turn
all
it
A's
up.
and B's, okay? Always be excellent. Don't be average. We have too many average Africans. I'm Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm a school psychologist. I work in the schools. I'm also good. All A's and B's. You know what A stand for? African. You know what B stand for? Black. We don't get C's. That stands for Caucasian. And D.
Wait a minute. You just walked up to this random little girl and start saying this shit? Wait, stop, pause, hold the boat. He walked up on a playground. Now, remember when I said this earlier? Why the fuck is he always at playgrounds? And why are you walking up to this little ass random little girl at a playground? Where's her parents? Why are you talking to a minor about some shit she don't understand?
Stand for devils. All A's and B's, no C's and D's. All A's and B's, no C's and D's. You feel me? That's how we rolling. Stop laughing. I'm making
Listen,
a video.
all right, so that little girl mama was sitting right there when he started saying all this nonsense. The little girl mama was sitting right there.
That's creepy.
Like,
he looked like a
this
pediatric
man is telling a little girl, I'm a doctor of clinical psychology. Like, he probably was finna tell her he's the most requested scholar, and he probably finna go through all that, man, with a little girl. Let me run it back for y'all. I want, like, really pay attention to this. If folks want to know, they trying to say, oh man,
I'm making a video, princess.
they trying to say his baby mama is wrong for keeping him away from the kid, but they don't want to. They don't want to take.
He was high.
Take a look at stuff like this. So again, here we go.
No, my mic was off. Why are you making videos at the playground?
Because he's indigent.
At the playgrounds. He got
He's an ignorant, indigent bastard.
He gotta be high.
I'm making a video, princess. What's your name? Jasmine. Jasmine, what grade you going to, Jasmine? Third grade. How you doing school last year?
When a stranger comes up talking to a little girl and calls a princess, I immediately want to call the folks.
My son, he just turned 9. He just turned 9 years old on the 13th. So when she was going to the 3rd grade, she had to be no more than about 7, 8 years old.
It takes a scammer to know a scammer, Cecilia.
Listen to the interaction.
Shit.
So we gonna listen to the scammers tell on each other, huh?
Always be excellent. Don't be average. We have too many average Africans. I'm Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm a school psychologist. I work in the schools. I'm also.
See, he was trying to. I work in the school. I'm all. The little girl said, you know.
It sounded like he was finna snatch that
what
baby.
She was saying, cut him off.
Yeah.
Good. All A's and B's. You know what A stand for? African. You know what B stand for? Black. We don't get C's.
Girl, look like she
How
about
you gonna
12 or
ask the
13?
question and then immediately answer?
I I'm sorry. I would have told him to get the fuck away from my child, please.
I'm telling you, she probably was too scared to run, thinking she was finna get snatched.
That little girl looks so scared. She looks like man, I'm trying to play at the playground and you come up there talking about A, B's, and C's. You what? I grabbed my daughter so quick. I'm like, man, get the hell
The question. He ain't even giving the little girl time to say anything.
That stands for Caucasian, and D stand for devils. All A's and B's, no C's and D's.
She looked at her mom and started laughing. Her mom gave her the cue. It's time to get the hell up out of here. He crazy.
Right.
Look at her mother's demeanor.
All A's and B's, no C's and D's. You feel me? That's how we.
That's her in the background saying, "Whoa, ho, ho, ho!" Like she cutting him off. Like, nah, you ain't finna teach my daughter that.
Roland, stop laughing.
There it is, man. Like, I had to like
yes, he did,
take a
Khalid.
pause because again, I have a 9-year-old son. I have a 1-year-old daughter. And I'd be damned if I'm finna sit back and let another man talk to my child like, hey, man, get your creepy ass away from my daughter, man. Man, take that shit on down the street somewhere. Like, we ain't finna even get off into that. That whole interaction was weird. Weird, y'all.
KKC Shadow.
I don't know, man.
I definitely told him to get the hell out of my way from my daughter.
I do know
But y'all are men. Females handle stuff like that differently. It's best to slip away while they ain't watching, because they could grab you.
That was ridiculous.
I know this
Umar
man ain't
is a
paying
big
his child
dude.
support. I hope you can. If you can't, I really apologize. But you are looking at the state of Pennsylvania court docket. Dr. Umar Johnson. Now, I know the name of his baby's mom. It's on the docket. But the very first date, I don't know if you guys can really see it, but the very first date at the very top, that date is June 16th of 2020. And the docket description says, interim order now final, hearing.
That mean they finalized the child support order.
That's what it sounds like.
Interim, that means in the meantime. So yeah,
It's
it was
around.
finalized.
What that means is that the court has reached a decision. And he's about to go to court. And he about to find out what's about to happen to him, because all this time they've been putting the child support off and he been negating it and pushing it to the side all them time, all that money he done got for FDMG and all that nonsense. They had to speak to some type of officer or whatnot. I forgot what the whole order of the court system when it comes to this stuff. You can Google it. But he had to sit back and they had to talk to somebody when it came down to how he's supposed to be handling his child support. And based on the findings of the middleman, he done went back to the court, done gave the information, and they are ready to hold a hearing on what they finna do in these times. So it takes us back to the question.
This is dad.
what has Umar done for the black community? All right. So let's listen real quick to Jamal.
To my son, Dr. Umar Johnson, and his followers or admirers. I listened to a video he just made talking about the protests that have been going on concerning George Floyd in Minnesota. I agree with him totally that we are not taking charge of this moment in these protests about our agenda, what we need to do. The only thing I have a problem with, and I hope he solves this problem, is why isn't he leading this? Why isn't he implementing the issues that he talks about? Why isn't he leading the people who would follow and admire him and do the protests without so-called, as he called me, a multiculturalist? I mean, y'all gonna have an all black, all Pan-Africanist protest right now in the midst of all this and bring all the attention to the issues you think ought to be addressed and put the agenda out there the way you want it to be heard. There's no monopoly on the media now with all these protests going on. So that means you can get the attention of all these media out here if you want to let them hear your voice and hear what you want. And in addition to that, you can go ahead and do whatever you need to do out here in this country at this day and time and actually have it recognized by those that may not even have heard of you and your movement and have that brought to the forefront. So my question is, where are you at? Where are all the so-called leaders today, the kings and queens, the conscious movement leaders, all these other people, nationalists, whatever the case may be? This is your moment to capitalize in a positive manner. This is your moment to make things happen. Where are you?
All right, so we got Creole back on to the platform.
Who the hell's Creole?
Another person create a problem.
This is why I'm gonna stop this. I gotta be up early for work tomorrow. So this is why I'm gonna stop this. And I gotta get back to these kids.
Oh, that's Angel Hair. Yeah, she's been around for a hot minute. Creole.
All right, well, I'm stopping it right here. I gotta go to bed for work.
All right, bro.
All right, sis. This is where I'm stopping it at, y'all. I see y'all tomorrow. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some more shit. So
it's gonna be a new Umar emergency tomorrow.
Right. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some shit tomorrow. So I'll holler at y'all tomorrow after work. Peace.
Peace.